What's that?
After this show, nothing hurts.
And here we go again. Oh boy. We got more Gator. And Memes is here to watch. Here we go. As always, hello, I'm Chun. Why am I here? It's my channel, of course. Why wouldn't I be here? Alright, well, let me just top off my kettle here. Like, I'm likely going to want that hot drink later. Although, with the warm weather happening. At least once we get to enjoy it. Okay, well. I Wani hug that Gator. Delightful. Although, speaking of that, I do have a, there are some new gatekeepers, some Ferala gatekeepers on the stream, so we have those if we want them. Unfortunately, my stream deck also seems to have bugged out a little bit, so that's going to require fixing later. Glad I caught that. Not before I started streaming, but you know, whatever. Alright, well... I can only grab so many things and stall as long as... for only so long. Alright. Music seems okay, mic is good. Alright. Last time! Bullying! Near, like... exceptionally dark situations. Fraud. And then, arcade. We were just about rolling her off to go see what old fighting game she used to be good at. And I threw out the idea maybe she liked Primal Fury, which, as far as fighting games go, isn't one of the good ones. But it is one of the more interesting ones, considering you fight with dinosaurs. And King Kong. But yeah. Legally distinct King Kong, mind you. Good luck finding a cabin of that nowadays. It's actually... it's not that common. But anyway... so then, Hot Wheels. The name seems to invigorate her. Her glacier iris is hardening and her ivory claws touching at her wheels. We don't get like a new face of her being like, oh hell yeah. Not quite what I was after. Seems a little bit more stony versus I'm gonna eat your soul, but an eerie grin creeps across her features, tongue polishing an incisor as her predatory eyes latch onto a particular cabinet in the far side. Olivia picks a direction and speeds off, parting the sea of sweaty dinos and leaving a small space of safety in her wake. After a short while, passing some digital pachinko machines, she looks back at me for a moment as if to confirm my presence and to say, "Don't lose me." Or, "Don't lose me." Thought she was talking about the game for a moment. And then yanks her wheelchair to launch herself through the building towards a new destination. Wahey! I finally give chase, following as best as I can while avoiding the rest of the awestruck players that just witnessed a high-speed dino girl shoving them aside in her wake. As I get closer, the atmosphere seems to grow thicker, the very air becoming dank and heavy, almost as if someone dialed a humidifier up to 11. For a second, I have to stop in my tracks to catch my breath and try to cool down as my shades begin to fog up. So this is the power of the fighting game crowd. You, sir, do not understand anything, do you? Man, I forgot the name of that tournament in Vegas. I'm gonna feel so bad about that. I heard things, but I thought they were jokes. They never joke about their KD. Through the fog, I spot Liz, or rather Liz's head, sticking above the crowds. Yo, you found us! Getting closer, Damien and Liz's head come into view. Olivia stops and checks one last time that I didn't get washed away in the crowd. She then moves past Damien and Liz, coming to a screeching halt next to a particular cabinet that's occupied by someone else. She removes a shiny coin from her pocket, placing it firmly down on the controls of the current player, who hardly glances at her. Oh good, this guy. As I step closer, I'm able to overhear the exchange between the two dinos. The greaseball ankylosaur, without even looking away from the cabinet, starts rattling off his credentials to Olivia as if it was a job interview. You know, I'm the best Jurassic player this side of Caldera, right? Double S ranked, 3 online tournament wins. Besides, it's 50 cents. Not. Shut up and nut up already. Olivia's voice causes the ankylosaur to grimace and finally turn his head. You really want to try me? Look, Tiny Tim, you gotta know it. His jaw clicks shut and his eyes manage to sweep above and then down to Olivia, his eyes squinting as his retinas slowly adjust to the low lighting of something not displaying brightly colored pixelated characters. Bro, you know you can't be bringing chairs over here, not after last summer. Yeah. Olivia growls and raises a fist, and I think the pale-scaled dino finally sees who is challenging him. His maw flaps helplessly as he tries to explain himself before just stopping himself completely. Never mind. Sorry. The Gator girl sighs and taps a finger on the quarter she'd placed down. Rules say you can't refuse, right? His head tilts in confusion. You know, you look to be the new champ here, right? Yeah, this is the champ's cabinet, right? Damien's come over by this point, followed closely by Liz's head. I'm not gonna get over this. This is just so ridiculous. I love it. Champ's cabinet? Eh, unofficial, but that's the oldest one here. Been here since the dawn of time. But then like Jurassics, yeah. I'm honestly disappointed it's not Primal Fury, but yeah, they probably can't use it for copyright reasons, but still. It's like sacred or something. I look over the old machine, the paint on it chipped and positively covered in marker ink to the point that the only legible thing on it is a very juvenile edit to the game's title. This thing? Yeah, man. They only let the head honchos actually use it. If you're spotted trying without credentials, you end up headbutting. That's bold, but I believe it. I look back to Olivia, who's having a withering stare down with the squat guy she challenged. Hang on. Oh, that box of drink was empty. Open a new box. Look, lady, I'm a big deal here. Buster O'Nuts, crown champ in all Caldera. This particular Jurassic machine's got a history. It happens to be the same machine that Dino the Rex Go managed to parry. Quit stalling and fight me already! I'm not. I'm just, setting the stage is all. Plus, you think you're the only challenger I've got? I look around, noticing that there are now a group surrounding us. And my title is champion? I'll take all comers now. A hushed whisper goes through the crowd. Finally, I form a line now. Okay. Tallest to smallest. What? No kidding. Oh, heck yeah! We're gonna wipe the floor with you, Buster. Wait. What? I don't even play video games. And I'm not really a gamer either. Bullshit, I'd take this challenge. I don't even like fighting games all that much. But I'd give it a go. There was a time I actually kind of became a little bit of a champion playing it. What was it? It was a Soul Calibur 5 back in college. It was only one night, of course, but I was having a lot of fun. Too bad. Consider it the blood tax. I want to protest further, but Olivia's head turns toward me with a pleading look on her face. Besides, you think I want to put my hands on that thing? Who knows where... We're in! Inko! Yes! Come on, Liz, it won't be that bad. You're still by the Brachio booth, right? Hold tight, I'll come get you. There's a booth for Brachiosaur. Because of course there is. Hot water. To booze or not to booze? That is my question. Damien pushes back to the small group around us, following Liz's neck to find the rest of her. It's so bizarre. Her head swivels around and gives chase, her pleas to not have to play falling on deaf ears. Brachio booth? The arcade's claustrophobic, so brachiosaurs would tend to bump into everything, including each other. There was some lawsuits, and now there's a few platforms placed where people like her can sit and reach everything. There's even some water fountains attached. Doesn't stop things from getting tangled when there's multiple, but it's something. Huh. Lore. In the end, Liz must have relented because he shovels up to the rest of the group. Fine, let's just make this quick. Liz reluctantly steps forward towards the arcade cabinet, a crooked smile forming on the self-proclaimed champion's face. It doesn't take long for Liz to completely lose. The large Ankylosaurus' hands moves like a blur as they dance across the controls, pummeling their digital opponent into the ground. As boastful as he was earlier, he at least proved that he was skilled at Jurassic Kick, the screen displaying PERFECT after only a minute against Liz. Liz crosses her arms and starts heading back to her old seat in the booth, head and toe with a pout. Buster leans his head back against his clasped hands to make a show that it was no big deal. Next victim! Damien stretches the cabinet and jams his hands in his pocket for his change. Is there a whole piggy bank in there? Haven't seen your group around before. Tourists. Huh? Oh, nah, Liv and I used to come here all the time. Life's been tough, you know, so we got some friends coming along this little trip down memory lane. Lighten the mood a bit. Place hasn't changed much in the years either. Ha! He hoists the quarters high and jams them in the slot. Once more, the screen lights up, the character selection music busts in. Buster considers his selection, and ultimately chooses the same character. Because why wouldn't you go with just your main? Damien jams on the... What's with that? What do you mean, what's with that death? I want to know what he did! He probably just hit random. Damien just picked a counter to his character. Probably expects all of us to be beginners. Buster does seem a bit more tense now. Been a while since then, though. Her explanation is cut short as her words take on a scratchy quality to them. Hey, you okay? What? I'm fine. I can go and refill your canteen pretty quick. Sure, thanks. She reaches behind her and unhooks her severely dented water bottle from her chair. There's something to look into for Christmas. That Buster guy said there was water by the Brachio booths. Although I can't imagine the water here is very good. Christmas? What am I thinking? I haven't gotten anyone a gift like that before. A new water bottle? Focus, Inko. You're just getting some water. I head deeper in the arcade towards the center, passing through the aisle lit by game screens. You guys are done already? No, just refilling Olivia's water bottle. Guess I'm gonna miss Damien's match. Say, Liz, this sticker here, what is it? Her head comes in close as she eyes the weird brand on the canteen. Oh, that's from some really old show. Like back in the 90s old. Excuse me? Why? Just curious is all. Well, you heard her. Old. Alright, you know what? Fine. That clinches it. That tattis the sheet. You know what? I'm gonna be... Tattists! Ah, well, that got open anyway. You know what? Probably shouldn't be. But you know what? 5 o'clock somewhere. That somewhere just happens to be here. Well, I never really asked Olivia about it. Maybe I should. After all, I think I recall watching a video essay about it once. Well, I could never really get into older stuff. The animation always looks so choppy. That's what makes it... That's how you know it was real, though. Like, seriously, just as a complete offhand, if you watch, like, the original... Like, just going back to, like, Arthur. I know I'm going to go all PBG here. But if you go watch, like, the first episodes of Arthur versus the most recent episodes of Arthur, you can definitely tell the differences in the animation quality from just and the differences between hand-drawn and flash animation. And my god, it's no comparison. Ooh. Woo! Made that strong. Recapping the bottle, I lead Liz's head back to the fighting game section. It's surprising that Damien and Buster are still playing. This time, both of their hands slamming furiously on the controls. The crowd has even formed around the duo, exchanging low whispers as they watch the old CRT screen. I pick out Olivia at the front of the crowd, close to the cabinet, so she's able to clearly watch. She's hyper-focused, to the point that when I switch the bottle in front of her face, she just leans over to keep watching. Evil it is, then! I hold the canteen above her muzzle and carefully tip it over until a few drops fall on her face. Her tongue laps along her lips and swipes up the nourishing droplets before glaring at me. Hey! Here you go, fresh from the latrine. Har! She takes the bottle and downs most of it right away before clearing her throat. Thanks. How's Damien's match going? Well... he's getting too aggressive. He is? Yeah. Buster picked a rushdown character, so Damien picked a zoner to keep Buster at a distance. Problem is that zoners are notoriously bad when it comes to footsies, and are even worse with mix-ups, which means that if Buster is able to get into Damien's hurtbox, he's gonna get super punished and might even lose the set in a single... Wait a second, I'm human. So Damien has to keep his distance. It's not looking good for him, he's probably... Oh, crap. Olivia, when I watch from the sidelines, as over the next few seconds, Buster pulls off an impressive series of moves that crush Damien's character into the ground. Almost like he was waiting for us to get back. Wow, you actually know how to play. Buster jams an accusing finger my way, as though marking me for death. You're next. Damien's expression carries a hint of disappointment as he steps away from the cabinet, but he quickly peps up and reassumes his usual jovial self. Just me and Olivia left. I nervously step up to the cabinet. A plethora of characters in various fighting poses stare back at me, each with their own promises of victory. I recall an old saying Coach Solly had said, "If we did not know what we were doing, then the opposing team certainly can't anticipate our future actions." Please tell me you are just going to pick random. Oh yeah! I tap my joystick over to the large question mark in the middle of the screen is highlighted, to the astonishment of spectators and my visibly nervous opponent. The game begins, and my opponent beside me seems exceptionally calm as he manipulates his controls. Compared to me, trying out every button and stick input to figure out what the heck I'm doing. Unlike Damien, who at least looked like he was holding his own against the bloated Buster, I was getting the digital crap kicked out of me. It's a fighting game, what do you expect? Every attempt I made was met by my character being grabbed and thrown in some ridiculously elaborate way. It's a fighting game, what did you expect? By the time the PERFECT announcement plays on the screen, I can feel my wrists cramping from the crazy amount of button mashing I'd done in under a minute. At least I lasted a little longer than Liz. Yeah, don't feel too bad. I am the best here after all. His snort-filled laughter grates on my ears as I walk back to my friends, all of them staring daggers at the pasty-scaled dino. The rest of the crowd are in an uproar along with him, and I can feel my ears heat up at the attention. Olivia's eyes are narrowed as she wheels herself into position, her tail lashing roughly against the ground as she waits for the laughter to die down and her turn to finally begin. Buster chuckles to himself while cracking his knuckles. Olivia strikes me as the grappler type. I just finished wiping the floor with your friends while hardly breaking a sweat. Just so you know who you're really dealing with, I'm Buster O'Nuts, achiever of octaves in the annual Jurassic Wisconsin E-Tournament, demolisher of Icaria, second best player of 2007 through 2012, and co-leader of the Midwestern branch of the Mighty Mammoths Gamers Guild. You won't look bad for ducking out. Or are you ready to get busted? You're fat. You know you can still back out of this. Olivia's response is to insert her coin slowly, without breaking eye contact with Buster with what I can only describe as a predatory leer. She then slams her fist on the start button. Buster instantly moves his cursor toward a different character. Damien next to me lets out a soft gasp. What? What's wrong? Buster's character is like 3 kinds of bullshit is what's wrong. What? Well, for one thing, he's usually gentleman's band in tourneys, and his mouth is moving, but all that comes out is alien words. Welcome to gamer jargon. Wow, I really made that strong. Not bad, though. Turns out tequila and apple cider do actually make a good mix. Wonder how this would taste with gin. I got plenty of that. Buster lets out a chuckle and turns to look at Olivia, giving her a smug grin. Olivia doesn't seem fazed at all by Buster's choice, clicking her joystick lazily. As soon as Olivia picks her character, the game's announcer blares the name aloud. Wani Long! Damien turns to look at me. The excitement in his face is overbearing. That's Olivia's main! Oh man, this will be one hell of a fight if Olivia's breaking her out. So is this Wani Long a good character? Shortest explanation you'll understand is yes. What's the long one? If you don't know what a Shoto is, it'll take too long to explain here. While Damien rambles on, I recall Olivia's motivation just to get here. That look she had. that more than anything piques my curiosity. Man, they went to a good bit of effort to give Inko here far more character than I ever gave Anon. Of course, it could also be my picks on the load-bearing questions. Who knows? So, how good is Olivia with her? Damien's reply is only to give me a wide grin. Oh, you'll see. A loud soundbite from the cabin speakers signals the start of Olivia's match. I think Inka was a bit too much of a schmuck. Anon had about the same amount of character, but a bit more subtle. Maybe. I mean, Anon was definitely more subtle. I will agree to that one. Given the way Damien spoke of Olivia's skills like it was derived from an ancient scroll, I expected to be a flurry of pixelated beatdowns and tactful controller play. But instead, it looked like... if he says art, nothing at all. On the large display, both characters just shifting back and forth, the joysticks in Olivia's and Buster's hands clacking about furiously. Honestly, it looks like they're attempting to make their digital avatars tap dance. High-level play! Oh ho ho! Wait, did I miss something? I don't want to turn my eyes away in case anything happens. No, like, they're trying to get a read on each other. It's like they're trying to predict what the other will do so they can counter and steal the match. Oh. So, they're like sizing... There's a heavy crack and thump on the floor in front of me. Olivia's tail lashed at the base of the cabinet, while Buster's Nithagamizer had managed to crack into the concrete floor behind him. Oh shit! Yeah. On screen, the characters finally made contact and sent each other flying in opposite directions. Behind me, the crowd started cheering, finally excited there was some actual action happening. Damien is hollering next to me, cheering on Olivia with all his might. Neat. Though the excitement dies down again as the duo resume their cyber posturing. My eyes darted between Olivia and Buster. Olivia is completely absorbed in the match. Her eyes are wide and full of killing intent. Buster, on the other hand, seems he can barely contain his fury. 10 seconds on the clock, Olivia comes in clutch, punishing Buster's character with an impressive string of attacks. He managed to get away with a single pixel of health just as the time limit runs out. Winner! Wani Long! The crowd goes nuts as Olivia's victory is announced. And you know what? I can't help but cheer along with them. You know what? I gotta grab this. No, wait, hang on. Sorry, I do just want to make sure I grab these things. Olivia slumps back in her mobile seat and lets out a sigh before returning to her original position. Buster lets out a snort, twists and stretches his neck, cracks his knuckles before once again gripping the controls tight. Round 2. Clash and Trash! The crowds return to a more silent stage of observing the match closely. Only low murmurs as they gawk at the two highly skilled players. The words passed around to reach me, attempting to draw my eyes away. Weird for him. Surprised he's not doing the... Is he playing with her? Come on, Olivia! Damien's shout above the rest of them nearly blew my eardrums, but I shared his sentiment as the stylized characters exchanged simple blows. The timer continues to tick down, Buster once again being put on the defensive. With how all the previous bouts went, Buster always had control with a cutthroat level of offense, but I didn't think of him being this passive. The countdown once again hits 0, this time with Olivia's character slouching in defeat and the crowd cheering again, though less enthusiastically than before. You got this, Olivia! Just one more win and you're champ again! Olivia's shoulders tense up at what he said, and all eyes stare directly at her. Damien! Come on, Hot Wheels! Show them you're the best! She groans a bit and refocuses on the screen. The group simmers down to silence in anticipation of the start of the final match. The sudden silence actually catches me off guard for a second. Long enough for my own doubts to catch up to me. Buster's playstyle, it's like he's not really trying. The match starts and the hype flares right back up. That's stupid of me to think. He's a gamer bro champion type. He's got way too much to lose. And yet... Hey, Damien. Damien? Yeah? Do you notice anything off about how Buster's playing? You notice it too? Guess I'm not just paranoid then. Like, I didn't really watch your match, but he was always so... passive? No. But, like, these two are crazy good, so maybe this is all mind games. As if he's gonna throw the game and let her win. We glance back at the ongoing battle happening on the screen, and I take notice of Buster's hand movements. As Olivia launches her character into a furious combo. Sure enough, Buster hesitates just enough to let his fighter get hit by the first blow. That's brilliant timing. This is crazy. Huh? Then it hits me all at once, like a freight train. The way Buster was looking down at Olivia, how he didn't want to take her challenge, all the excuses he was giving. He's a virgin. But also...
Yeah, this show is good for what ails me.
Yeah, well, what ails you?
Insomnia.
He's throwing the whole match, isn't he? Damn it. Even here, Olivia was right. Damien, I think he's taking it easy on her. You think so? Damien takes a moment to ponder what I said. Dang. Even here. That's what I was thinking. Should we do something? What, interrupt the match? Everyone else is having fun. The crowd whoops again. Only now, it sounds a bit different. Hollow, mocking. Damien's frill sags with concern. He turns to me. What we came for here is a good time. If she can't tell, what's the harm? Jeez. You know what I mean. Yeah, I do. I hate that he's right. I could stand up for her, but thinking back to that confrontation with Mia, standing up for her there didn't really pay off either. But that was a while ago. I just don't know. I look over the crowd again. The match is about halfway done, judging by the remaining health pools. Now, cheer Olivia on. Don't cause a fuss, just cheer Olivia on. This is a very weird way of putting it. I know Olivia normally doesn't like this from strangers. But I'm no stranger to Olivia. She knows my intentions. We're friends. On screen, it looks like the characters want to strike one another with their feet. I cup my hands around my mouth. Uh-oh. Go! You got this! Damien recoils from my scream. Or maybe I popped his eardrum, judging by the glare he levels at me. Then he raises 2 fingers to his mouth. Uh-oh. I'm not doing that. You got this! Even listeners would join in, shouting down at the crowd with their own cheers. Oh, you know what would be cool? You can do it, Hot Wheels! Yeah, go Hot Wheels, go! Olivia flinched and turns her head back to look at us a bit. Curiously, so does her opponent. She sees us cheering, and she gets her usual disfavoring furrowed brow. No way, I'm sticking to my guns. Eyes on the screen, Hot Wheels! He's gonna get ya! Without even looking! She says straight through the crowd at me. It's only an instant, but it feels longer. but her subtle scowl cracks. Then it completely folds into a smirk back at us. She faces back to the screen with renewed vigor. Buster shakes his head to snap himself out of his own slog. Looks like he was only intending to lose by a little. He's picking up the pace now. Only time! The match times out.
Ah! Dang, wanna go another round? People need a winner.
Actually, mind if I run to the restroom real fast?
Shit, yeah. It's, down that way.
Olivia turns and smiles at me again. It's warm. She then goes off to the restroom. Buster waits for her to be out of earshot and scrambles over to Damien and I.
Hey, you two. You guys weren't serious, right?
Huh?
You were saying Hot Wheels. That's not really her, right? The Hot Wheels from a decade ago. Yep, it's her. Why? Damn, I feel like a jackass now.
You were throwing for her, weren't you?
A little. Your buddy, Finhead, gave me some sob story about her during our match, and I felt bad, okay? Who wants to be known as an asshole that picks on cripples? Ooh, Buster was being hospitable to the young lady. Who the fuck? Shut the... Yo, Buster, you simping! Piss off! But yeah, I didn't mean any disrespect or anything. Crap, I didn't know she had a history here. I should have more respect than that.
He sighs. What do you do now?
I'll play for real. It's what she deserves.
That's all we ask. Buster nods and turns with a thumbs up. He cracks his knuckles and neck in preparation for his first legitimate match of the day.
You're still kind of simping, though. Shut the hell up, Dave.
Of course it's Dave. Olivia returns, sliding up to the machine once more. Thanks for waiting.
No problem. Ready?
You know it.
Good, because you're going down this time.
And we're back to here. They give each other one last competitive leer before putting all their focus on the screen. Just as before, Buster chooses the OP character and Olivia picks Wani Long. As soon as the endgame announcer yells, "Fight!" Buster immediately goes in for the kill, the total opposite to how he was playing last match. It catches Olivia off guard for a moment, leading her character to eat a massive combo that takes away a good chunk of her health. True to his word, he isn't holding back this time for Olivia's sake, dealing her the same level of beatdown brutality he gave the opponents before. This seems to only invigorate her, putting her skills and hands into overdrive. Even though Buster is going full force, Olivia still manages to get Wani Long to land a few punches and kicks, along with evading some attacks. The crowd seems to notice the reappearance of Buster's lethality, causing an uproar of cheering and whoops. Damien, of course, follows suit.
You got this, Hot Wheels! Kick his ass!
Can't let him be the only one, right?
Show him why you're the champ!
Unfortunately, not even Olivia could beat Buster's true fighting skills, and like his previous opponents, KO Bold wins! I wasn't expecting that joke of a name. Probably should have. The crowd is a mix of groans and cheers and excitement at the ill-fated defeat of Olivia. Buster crosses his arms, basking in his self-pride of beating the legendary Hot Wheels.
Damn, you really handed my ass to me. Didn't I say I was kind of a big deal around here? Yeah. Though I gotta admit, you gave me a real challenge. I see why you were known as the champ.
Thanks.
If you're ever up for a rematch, you know where to find me.
With that, Olivia makes her way over to us, a smile beaming across her face.
Every show, Statler and Waldorf sit up here. Show after show after show. Now I see why.
You see why they come?
Oh, I see why they left. Oh,
Hello, Kitsu. How you doing?
Alright, who's next?
We exit the crowd into a more spacious part of the arcade.
That was awesome, Liv.
You really gave him a run for his money.
I know, right? I mean, I'm a bit rusty, but the moment I got my hands on the controls and he gave me a real fight, I was so close to beating him.
Despite having been outmatched and losing to Buster, she seems to be having even more fun than ever.
I'm feeling all jittery after that fight. That's the gamer rush settling in you. Hey, you know they sell food here, right? We should get some snacks to celebrate.
Well, I was smelling grease. I was just assuming it was... He takes his order and starts marching off in another direction.
Damien, wait for the rest of us!
Food, huh?
You know what? I could go for a little something.
Yeah? It's getting pretty late. Come on, they went this way. Olivia starts plowing through the crowd once more. Oh boy, this again. I'll call it exercise. The snack bar is a small cutaway from the rest of the building, segregated by different style tiling and better fluorescent lighting. There's not a lot of options aside from what you'd expect: pizza, ice cream, chicken strips, pickles, and the like. When Damien asked for 2 slices of pizza, Liz got excited. The moment he got the food, however, he was already eating one while holding the other. She seemed really annoyed, but took his offer to let him pay for her food. He offered to pay for Olivia and myself, but the last thing I want for him to do is drain his wallet any further, knowing their living situation. It's barely over $10, so it's not like it bothers me. Olivia had gotten an order of chicken wings slathered in hot sauce. Sounds good. I just went with the classic chicken strips and one of the sodas I recognized from the school vending machine. We take a seat at one of the few open tables, and I struggle not to think about how often they're cleaned. You'd be surprised, though. Damien doesn't bother sitting with us. He just heads right back into the fray with both arms occupied by his dinner. Liz follows after Damien to keep track of him. At least her head does. Olivia barely even sets her tray down before... Crunch, crunch, crunch. I subtly shift myself away from the maelstrom of molars and claws. Damien probably said he'd cover the meal because he knew Olivia would get, like, this. Sheesh, Hot Wheels, would you like some actual meat on that? I didn't even know wing bones could get that big. Olivia responds by snapping the bone in 2 between her teeth. The marrow squirts out a little, and she has to get a napkin to wipe her cheek. Suddenly, my own chicken tender meal looks even more unsavory, so I push it aside and closer to the tooth tornado. It only takes moments for her to accept my offering with no manners whatsoever. Don't mention it. So, after we finish, any other plans? Olivia ponders my words while rolling a bone around her mouth like it's a lollipop stick. It's just a chicken bone, Inko. Just a chicken bone. An oddly large chicken bone. I don't know. I've basically done all I want to do by now. Damien's probably got about another 20 minutes before he burns out. I'm cool to hang here, unless you want to do something. I actually don't play games much. I had fun playing with you, though. Olivia looks away for some reason. We should do this sort of thing more often. Yeah? Of course. I've never had this much fun outside of my previous schools, mainly because I never had many friends to hang out with. That's kind of sad. It is, but it looks like moving here was a change for the better. Plus, it's just fun hanging out with you. Though stained with sauce, Olivia's lips curled into a smile. And Liz and Damien too, of course. Though I have to admit, the way Liz gravitates towards Damien, it's almost like she had this all set up. What do you mean? Well, Damien and Liz are pretty close, so maybe she's using this as an opportunity for them to get closer.
Well, shall we call it a night?
Might as well. Certainly wouldn't call it a show.
It's almost like we're on a double date or something. She jerks back to me, completely attentive. Did I say something? You said date, dude. Date. Simple as. Really? Yeah, it's kind of funny. Since we hang out together pretty often, people might start thinking we're together. Something whips into my back. Olivia grabs hold of her tail. Crap, sorry. Oh, you know, this thing just has a mind of its own. Spaceballs. Yeah. I had fun today. Going out like this for the first time in ages? Seeing this place again? It's nice. That Buster guy said they renovated a bit in the last few years. Has anything else changed? Olivia looks into the depths of the arcade, looking for anything different. You know what? I think the wallpaper's changed. But other than that... She turns back to me with a nostalgic grin. No, it stayed the same. You know what has changed, though? What? The people here. What, like employees? Them too, but I meant the regulars. When we came here, the place was always more... Her tongue probes her cheek as she considers different words. More... hectic? No, more packed. It was so easy getting through here today. I recall her almost running some people over to get across the building. And the look she had back then, I don't think she'd have noticed if she had. It's funny the girl behind Inko makes me think of the secretary from Powerpuff Girls. You put a big red afro on that, and yeah, that probably could be Sarah Bellum. Probably could be Miss Bellum. Olivia's gaze lingers back toward the arcade machines. Back then, every machine was crowded. It was a lot louder, and there was always this something in the air that had everyone excited. What about when you and that guy were playing Jurassic? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. It was like that. But way more. Like it felt like every machine had a crowd around it. Everyone just getting crazy, and it was like always a pain to wait your turn. With the heaviest of sighs, Olivia turns back toward me. Just feels empty, like everything else nowadays. Oddly enough, that's the same kind of feeling I have about a lot of the places that I used to like. That sort of melancholy nostalgia. You know what can't stay the same, but you want it to? Clinging for those shreds of your childhood. I mean, empty is good. You were able to get around easy. Near hit and runs notwithstanding. And personally, this place feels crazy to me. Even here in the tiny food court, I can feel the rumbling loudness of all the people here resonate through my body. Her only response was a non-committal hum. Olivia handles her flask carefully, staring down at the sticker I'd noticed earlier with a wistful look. There it is. I remember that Liz mentioned about it being from an old show she watched. Say, I noticed that sticker when I went to refill it. What's it from? Oh, that? It's from some old anime that I remember watching growing up. It's nothing really special. From some anime, huh? What's it about? You want to know? Okay. Now... Yeah. I was just gonna say, I noticed that exact expression. Wait, no, don't say the screenshot. I want the screen grab. Damn it. There it is. Call of Duty, but the Warhammer 40K. I can see that being a thing. Hang on, I just need to drop this here. Photo roll. There. Nope. There. If I don't catch it soon enough, it just goes right into my Discord. I've got a... Near. Well, that one also works too. Alright, anyway. I say this apologetically, as if we all don't have, like, our own private Discord thing for just random stuff we find to just throw and save everywhere. You want to know? Sure. I never really caught on to the whole anime stuff, but I'd like to know what it's about. Well, if you really want to know, it's not like any other anime. It's called Gundam, and... For the next 5 minutes, Olivia tries to summarize the premise of Gundam in detail. A 5-minute summary of Gundam. I've never watched much Gundam except for maybe G Gundam, but yeah, 5 minutes is truncated at best. Yeah. Given I'm as clueless to it as I was with the fighting terminology, the plot sounds completely esoteric. That's because it is. The sticker is the symbol worn by a faction of space noids fighting for their independence. Sounds like a just and noble group with a goal like that. Watching her talk so passionately about the series franchise? Oh, that's a lot. Oh, that's a lot. For how long? But that's alternative universe stuff. Oh, and then there's this martial arts one, G Gundam. And she continues a description of the franchise. I start to realize how enamored I've become. Not just about hearing the show, but from seeing Olivia talking about her favorite show with such passion and energy. Get this girl Gunpla. Gundams focus a lot on politics. Oh, I know! Damn it. Now, while certainly not usually my cup of tea, giant robots have always been fascinating, and let's be perfectly honest, I have my own reasons for having these. I find myself engrossed in her voice as she recounts a particular version of the anime, as she's even taken to emulating segments from the show. And in the end, she finally admits it, and it's one of the best romances Gundam's done, and in the end, he finally admits it, it's one of the best romances Gundam's done, and Her sudden pause worries me. You had a game where you play as a Tau? I'm fairly certain there is a Dawn of War expansion that does that, and so too does Gladius, if you're interested in a 40K 4K. No, 40K 4X. You know, like a Civilization type game. But doing like a Call of Duty with like Tau battle line, you know, would be interesting. Like Fire Line or whatever. Fire Warrior is a bad FPS Tau game. Dawn of War, Dark Crusade, and by extension Soul Swarm does have the Tau in it. Yeah. It's not quite what you were talking about, Kitsu. But, yeah. It's certainly... I would recommend, like, again, if you like Civilization... Gladius isn't exactly a good one, but it's the best that you got. Just imagine seeing Tau mechs flying over your head while running down the field. Why do I get the feeling that that Fire Warrior is going to be on my list somehow? Gladius is good. Oh, you know what? I have not seen all that much of it. Actually, I'm tempted to dig through my Steam page and see if I got it. I bought a copy of White Dwarf a long-ass time ago that had, like, a massive, like, code for a lot of games. So who knows, I might actually have it. Her sudden pause worries me. What's wrong? Nothing. Doesn't sound like nothing. Rather, given the roughness in her tone again, her throat finally ran dry. You need another refill? I'm good. She drinks deeply from the canteen that has started this all off. It's been a while since she's talked herself dry like that. In fact, I can't recall the last time she desperately needed to hydrate like that. I think maybe around the start of the school year? She releases the canteen and lets out a breath of relief. Better? Olivia nods. Yeah, anyway, where'd I leave? Actually, I've probably been babbling on about too long about it. Oh no, I don't mind at all. Nah, it's fine. Besides, you let me talk about my favorite show, so tell me about yours. Mine? Well, I haven't finished anything. Just mostly video essays about old shows. I'm told I can call myself a fan of video games without having played them, but does that apply to TV? To some extent, yes. Although most of the time I watch video essays and stuff about things that I just objectively refuse to watch. Mostly because I'm in some parts curious, and in other parts just like I can't escape it through cultural osmosis. Olivia sure has taste. Yes, she certainly has an obsession at the very least. She can tell me exactly what kind of show she likes and why she likes it. I just know bits of trivia. No, that can't be right. I've seen lots of things in passing. Cultural osmosis. I think I've seen like one episode of Rick and Morty, period, but I'm fairly certain I've seen basically the entire series through YouTube Shorts. Like... Well, shoot. I have no swag. Now, you have no taste in television is what you have, Inko. I guess I've spent more time watching in-depth video essays about shows rather than actually watching them. That's embarrassing. No, it's not. Okay, maybe a little. But it's never too late to get into it. See what you do or don't like. Next time you're over at my place, we can binge a whole anime series. I like the sound of that. Careful. Careful. If you're doing something like One Punch Man, sure, you can binge that in one go. But if she pulls out One Piece, oh, you're in trouble. But if it ever gets too intense, you can always watch Power Raptors with Vinny. Hey. Relax. Toku shows like that aren't just for kids to like. It's funny, though. I remember my dad letting me watch it as a kid, and Vinny got into it because I showed him. If you don't mind my asking, you mentioned that your dad's in and out of town because of his job. What is it exactly? He's on contract with the DoD. Well then. Wow, really? Yep, been working with the Air Force since I was a baby. Normally, he isn't called that often, but when he does, it's pretty lengthy. Weeks, and even months. Welcome to government contracts. That must suck. It isn't all too bad. We can still call each other and send messages. The work just keeps him busy. Well, that's good. Keeping in touch with your folks is important. Why do I feel sad now? What about your parents? What's their job? Ah, now we get some actual lore on Inko. Oh, mine are joint partners and architect. Shouldn't it be an architect firm? We're missing a conjugated verb here. That's a wrong... We're missing a dangling participle, is what we're having here. Something like that. It's why I move around a lot, and the main reason why we're here in Volcaldera to begin with. Ah, now it all makes sense. What does? You know. She points at my shades and jacket. Having on a jacket and shades doesn't automatically make me rich, Olivia. Dude, who else wears clothes for Abercrombie and Flint and has extra pairs of Ray A. Band's sunglasses on them? My extra pairs of Ray Cons don't count as that, do they? People in mansions, that's who. I don't live in a mansion. For your information, it's a 2-story complex with an automatic gate and... Oh... I see what you mean. Now you get it, moneybags. Suddenly Liz starts waving her hands around excitedly. What the... Inko, Olivia! Damon comes rushing in, both arms filled with a pile of tickets. Dude, were you just playing that, like, the ticket jackpot game and hit big? Whoa, mama, that's a lot of tickets. Oh, mama, that's a lot of tickets. The other end is still trailing behind him. Damon got the jackpot at Megala Millionaire! This is probably like 1,000 tickets! Oh, so you can afford a candy bar. I'm gonna go see what the prize is at the prize corner. Come on! Holy crap. Alright, yeah. You done eating, Olivia? She takes the basket of chicken strips and pushes back from the table. Yeah. I roll my eyes and follow behind Damien to the prize counter. He plops his winning stash on the counter in front of the unamused clerk. So, what'll this get me? Nothing. You need to drop these in a ticket counter first. Damn, nearly forgot. He rushes off to get them counted, and I look over the options. There's a few old games up on the top shelf for several thousand. What's the exchange rate supposed to be? Below me in the glass counter is a bunch of candy and small plastic novelties. There's also a lot of joke items, whoopee cushions, air horns, things like that. In one corner is a series of licensed and generic plush toys hanging. What do you think he'll get? Probably the mini RC car? Oh no, maybe that plasma globe. He's going to get a handful of candy and let us have the rest. You think so? Alright, I'm back! He hands the ticket over. I spot the number 1,240 printed on the ticket. Dang, that's enough for one of those plushies on the wall. Let's see... I want... I have a Mastering Manga 2 that I've had on my shelf and have not actually used it. Oh, one of those draw those teach yourself to draw books, huh? I've got a couple of those myself, not manga specifically, but more comic books in general. Actually, where the hell is it? I'll look later. I want... Oh, hey, how about that? He points out to a small foosball table on the top shelf. The clerk glances up at it and back. That's gonna be like another few thousand? Damn it! Well, I'm out of ideas. I guess I'll have some of those then. The clerk gets a small bag of chocolates from the display. You guys can have the rest. I don't really need anything here. Nothing's really speaking to me either. I might want something. Olivia scans the corner. There's still enough tickets for a medium prize. She might be going for a paddleball or something. Whoa, look at that! She points to the plushie corner. The blue slug thing? No, next to it. There's a weird dark green thing hanging in the corner. The only one of its kind. Quite likely, yeah. I kind of want to drop kick it. Oh man, I guarantee you that's not the alcohol talking.
That one.
I don't know. Something about it makes me really want to, I don't know, tie it to a firework and set it off into a deep fryer. I was just thinking the same thing.
You guys are rude. I'm not saying you're wrong, though.
He looks like the reason we have taxes. I hate its face. He thinks he's better than all of us.
Yeah, I've gotten used to it. It's been around for years.
Tell her that I hate it. You don't really want it, right, Olivia?
Wow, it's just like me.
Her eyes are bright and wide. She's in love. Oop. The clerk hands her the stuffed toy and she looks deep into its beady eyes.
Yep, just like me.
I'm gonna set that on fire sometime. What's Damien supposed to... I think he's supposed to be a Dilophosaurus, although I'll let memes confirm that. I'm just thinking about what previously they've said about the guy.
Not if you like having both arms.
I've had Squishy for exactly 20 seconds, and if anything happens to him, I would kill everyone around me and then myself. Dilophosaurus Spinosaurus hybrid. All right, there you go. Answer your question. Turns out I was even half right. Like Damien. Okay, enough. Now that was definitely me having a bad joke and not the drink. We have two for a reason. Their argument continues. For several minutes. Hang on, I'm just gonna backtrack a little bit. As I do, in fact, need to save this to my thumbnail folder.
Guys, it's getting late. Think it's time we head out.
Ah, shoot, she's right. Even though the weekend starts tomorrow, I still have a curfew that my folks are strict about. Agreed. I guess you're right. On the way out, Damien stops and breathes in deeply. You know, this was a lot of fun. Coming all here together for their first time in a while. Coming all here together for the first time in a while? Thanks for taking us, Liz.
Oh, it's no problem.
Thanks to you guys, too. Yeah, man, it was fun. We should go do this again sometime.
Oh, terrific, wonderful.
Say, is your friend the avocado here some kind of professional critic?
Nah, he's just unemployed.
You should go to work. Try to make something of yourself.
Oh, like what?
Guacamole.
Is it just like you remember it?
Even better. I know I was a bit meh about the idea at first, but I'll admit, it was worth it.
Don't think I didn't notice that her backing up to the test your love machine. Back in the car, the argument picks up again. I'm just saying, you should try hiding pencils in its ears and they come out the other side of its head.
If anyone hurts him, I'll kill you.
She stares with razor intent back at Damien. You know, honestly, in this picture, that is pretty cute. Okay, let's not get into fratricide over a plush animal. Olivia hugs the wretched thing tighter. Oh no! I think I see part of the joke here. And unfortunately, it involves Squishy here getting carried. And I don't mean like transported bodily from point A to point B. I doubt they would do that, but who knows? Someone like Mia certainly may. Is it just hot drinks or alcohol? Because this did not bother this aching tooth I've had. I gotta go to the dentist. So Inko, you want me to drop you off at your place? Oh, dang, yes please. Hadn't thought of that. I quickly send Liz the address to my house, which she puts into Google Maps. Buckled in, we head out of the parking lot and onto the main road. Entering the freeway, we pass by the city, now illuminated. The early fall sunset bathes the car's interior a warm orange, and as we make our way home, find myself recalling all the spots Olivia had highlighted. I wanted to ask her again just so I knew for sure, but seeing her rest peacefully gave me pause. Well, I suppose I could ask her another time. Better to let sleeping gators lie. Wait, lay? Let her rest. She had fun, now she's tired, and that's all that matters. I caught that tail thing. I caught the intertwined tails. I know Olivia mentioned the place was updated, but I'd be lying to myself if I didn't say that it looked a bit too grimy. Just hope I don't get sick. You know, that's something that I don't quite understand on a general level. You go to a high school daily with a lot of people, right? Close quarters, interconnection, all that 9 yards. You go to a different place with arguably less people in a less confined area, and you're worried about getting sick. It's like the smallpox and the Indians. Immune systems aren't used to it. You know, fair enough. Yep, I got sick. I've been completely out the whole weekend. Sick like a dog. Must have caught it at the arcade. At first, it was just a slight headache and a stuffy nose. By Sunday, it felt like my bones were made out of paper mache. Couldn't even go to school today. Man, this sucks. I shouldn't have ignored the signs. That's why I've got boxes of day and NyQuil right next to me. Easy arm's reach. Not kidding. The rapid weather change isn't helping at all either, between the pollen and chills. Worst part is, I'm falling out of practice. I've tried on and off every hour to watch a drawing tutorial, but within minutes my consciousness is overtaken by a fog and I retreat back to bed. At this rate, I'll never actually have the skill people thought I had at the beginning of that contest. Between the sunlight obscuring the clouds and my own bouts of unconsciousness, it feels like I've been sick for weeks instead of just days. I would have asked my parents for some help, but they still had work, and most of the help they could be was simply calling into school to let them know I was sick. I finish up the cup of medicine I had made and go back to my noodles. I had noodles too today. The only reason I'm even conscious right now is because I figured some soup would help with the splitting headaches. Aspirin and water. And I've made sure the pantry is stocked full of cup ramen. I'm having a Snuggie, he is so white. I shovel more instant noodles into my mouth as I lie splayed on the couch, trying to watch whatever's on the TV. You know, now would be a great time to start watching Gundam. Eventually, I decide to set the salty goodness aside in favor of scrolling through the notifications on my cell phone. Of course, I got a few dozen from Damien. Bless his heart, he's giving me an hourly play-by-play of the school day. Got a few messages from Liz, too. She's also filling me in on the school day, albeit not nearly as often as Damien. Even Olivia messaged me, and I feel oddly soothed as I read her well wishes. I suddenly get another notification, this time from Ben. It's a PDF of my homework, followed soon after by a simple "get well soon" animated emoji. Aren't I popular? I'll be sure to thank them in person when I'm better. Another wave of fuzziness washes over me, so I pop a few flu meds and chase it down with another gulp of the lukewarm chicken broth. Damon kinda reminds you of a Heliolisk. Yeah? Kinda, yeah. Man, I haven't thought of Heliolisk in a hot minute. It's one of those Pokemon you tend to forget exist. Like Yamper and Bolton. At least ways I do. It's another one of those normal electric types, right? Anyway. 3 days of being as sick as a dog, and it's only occurring to me that I haven't seen any signs of... Huh. I would have thought I got my grocery delivery today. Or was that yesterday? A Yamper is cute! Yeah, so is Helioptile, but you don't see him being thrown around all that much either, do you? Whatever. I push myself upright on the couch, turned sickbed, uncaring for all the styrofoam noodle cups and plastic wrappers that fall onto my carpet. How many of those have you eaten already? Those... Water! Water! I realize what that sounds like considering this just had tequila in it. But I'm not sick! I'm also out of tequila. I didn't buy a lot. Wow, I really let things get out of hand. My head is spinning as I make the arduous 20-foot journey. I check the peephole and nothing is there. Or maybe it's a small child. Triass Scout cookies sound awesome right now. One hand works to undo the locks while I'm focusing on finding my wallet with the other. Damn poofy sleeves, if they weren't so warm... Sup, you dead yet? Olivia? Well, what are you doing here? In spite of her cheerful greeting, Olivia shifts side to side in her seat, and her knees totter together. Mr. Iatakan wanted me to give you the project worksheets for his classes. She pulls her backpack up from behind her chair and reaches in, drawing out a manila envelope and waving it in my face. My dizziness intensifies as my eyes attempt to track the rapidly moving object in front of them. Oh, the one about Baroque. Thanks? I'm pretty sure Ben had just sent me those as a PDF. She snorts and lets the packet go, my hands fumbling to catch it before it hits the floor. Without batting an eye, Olivia pushes past me, as if wandering into someone's home is an everyday occurrence for her. To be fair, that's a lot of how my friendships were in the past. Or rather, my sister's friendships. I'm gonna stop talking before I out exactly how pathetic I am. Come on, the project isn't gonna finish itself, he says as he's doing voices to a teenage high school dating sim visual novel. Water! Huh? She's already wheeled herself to my couch and set a backpack on the coffee table. Yeah, figured you could use some help on it, or... And box at the mountain of junk I'd left. I think her nose crinkles. Hard to tell from so far away. Damn, Inko, you live like this? My head finally catches up with what's transpired. Olivia's here now. Cool. What isn't the sudden onset of vertigo? Guess I was standing upright for too long. Ooh, excuse me. I only managed to stay up just enough thanks to the support of the wall. What? Just how sick are you? Pretty sick. The disgust that was on her face was wiped away as she looks at me. Huh, I wonder why... Why is my floor coming at me? Wait, what is this big, wide, round thing coming for... I'm rushing at to at great speed. It needs something like... a big, wide, round-sounding word. Round, ground. Ground! Yes, I'll call you Ground. Hello, Ground. Bonus points if anyone knows what I'm referencing there. Or do I need to mention about a potted plant and saying something like, thinking something like, oh no, not again. Owie. Which, if we knew why the potted plant thought that, we'd understand far more about the universe than we do now. After my impromptu tumble, Olivia had done her best to pull me up and get me to the couch. My robe did make it easy to drag me across the smooth floor of my house. Okay, forget the project. What project? Attaboy. I can't tell if the dizziness is new or not. Olivia's already started picking at the trash mountain, moving what she can into a grocery bag. Watching her with my vision going fuzzy only intensifies the vertigo. I guess I should take more of my medicine. I grab a can of soda from the half-empty case on the table, along with the bottle of cough syrup. What did I say? Water! I upend the can and bottle into the glass I've been using all weekend, watching the delicious mixture slowly become my panacea. Giving the glass a good swirl to ensure the best final product, I grin and gulp down my alchemical masterpiece. I start going down a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. But I don't want to put the local high school to shame with my rendition. They recently did Mary Poppins, and I was told that the show was absolutely awful. Not for lack of trying, the local high school doesn't do musicals that well.
Well, that's easy for you to say.
I don't get to finish the drink, however, as an olive green tail slams my midsection and makes me spit up the drink all over myself. The fuck are you doing? No wonder you've been sick as shit. What? I read online that it makes the medicine go down easier. Inko, you've been drugging yourself with fucking purple drank. I mean, yeah, it's purple and I drink it. Holy crap, how are you alive? Ugh, the smell of my spat-up drink irritates my nose, and I feel my stomach roil from both the impact and forced purging. I resist the urge to retch, feeling all my energy drain away. Lean. Do you know about the hottest drug among the youth? Lean/purple drank. To be honest, I haven't even seen any bottles of purple drank around lately. And there's a few gas stations nearby that you would expect to see it at. Blech. I feel completely spent again. My vision swims and the world turns counterclockwise. I feel something on my head, and I'm thankful that something soft and warm and soothingly smooth maneuvers it back to the couch. The blackness of my shut eyelids returns the uprightness of the world, and the numbness I've grown used to overtakes my limbs. Oh my god. Inko? Inko, are you okay? Oh man, stay there. I'll figure. Olivia's voice is drowned out by a growing drone of white noise. Ah yes, the grim shake from McDonald's. Excuse me, I will have no such slander against Grimace. You want to talk about? Want to go back and reference the last shreds of nostalgia from your childhood? I remember Ronald McDonald Land. I remember those characters. His uncle's a fine, upstanding member of the IRA. No dissing allowed. Once again, the colors from outside the window bleed and flood into my house. And I'm still without my rent money. Someone's in here still. They're bent over something. Hey you, what's going on? Oh, fucking hell. Did he actually take some street drugs? Or is this just the flu? Look, Boomer, I am not joking. Lane is literally cough syrup and soda, so yeah. Okay, fair enough. Also memes, I don't know how old you are, but I'm only 35, so sure. You don't know what Lena... So you are... I'm not denying that I'm old, but mind you, I've kept myself out of a midlife crisis so far, so deal with that. Funny Gator girl on wheels. Hang on, I'll try to help you out. Yeah. So big hugs. I Wani hug. What's going on? Who is this? Where's Lucy? Where's my daughter? If man came from monkeys, then how does Coach Solly exist? 100 mils of tequila was not enough for this. You know what? Let's lean it. Like, as much as I would love to see this, I kind of can't not go for the namesake here. Don't say anything. You're completely incoherent. Incoherent. For as much as my local community does, in fact, have a drug problem, our drug problem usually revolves more along, like, actual heavy stuff because of downstate gangs. So, yeah. Like, never have I ever heard of lean before this. But I would also like to remind you that even though I am also 35, I was also homeschooled. I wouldn't necessarily say sheltered, but I've never had the pleasure of being a part of the street drug sort of in-group. That's my name! Before I can say anything, my being fades into the void. Hang on, I do need to grab this. Yeah. Oh, God. My head. What year is it? I sit up and glance around the room. The world in sepia. Da dun dun da 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 dun da 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 dun da da dun da 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 da. I love Lucy. What can I say? Mom and Dad aren't back yet, even though it's 6 o'clock. Some business meeting, huh? Wait, no, what's that smell? Dang, something's cooking. Smells nice. Guess Mom is home. Wonder what the occasion is. Normally, it's just reheated whatever. I put the couch pillows back the way my parents like them and head into the kitchen to see what's up. Oh, he's still tripping balls. Wow, Mom, that smells good. Oh, nope, he's not. Oh, shit, sorry. I didn't know you were still... Oh, man, I passed out on you, didn't I? The assignment... It's fine. You feeling any better? I'd half hoped this was another drugged-up delusion and, like, we'd see, like, Olivia in, like, in full I Love Lucy get-up. Oh, my... If anybody out... If either of you know what I mean when I say the chocolate factory in I Love Lucy, I would love, absolutely love, to see any two of these characters put into that exact situation and scenario. Seriously, oh man, how bad, how in trouble would I be if I watched old episodes of I Love Lucy on stream? You weren't homeschooled, and yet you've not heard of Lean because you were a full fly on the wall and just watching others in school. You know, that's fair. Oh, are they not around very often? Yeah, they're usually busy with work stuff. Both have busy but well-paying jobs. I'm fine, don't worry. If you say so. Olivia looks down at the slow cooker and fiddles with one of the dials. Actually, are you? Do you really not have anyone around? No aunts, grandparents, no nothing? I shrug. Like, my mom's gone and my dad's a whole nother story, but at least he's stuck with me in the pains. In that way, I guess you're worse off than me, somehow? The last part she spoke was quieter, and with a downcast face, I can't help but feel I wasn't meant to hear it. Well, yeah, you at least have your folks, but I don't think it does much good comparing our situations. I'll just have to be a better parent for my kids. Olivia flinches. I don't know why, though. Isn't that what everyone wants? You plan to start a family? That's something that I want. Yeah, of course. What about you? My dad really wants me to. He knows he's pretty far from ideal. He told me before that he hopes I can make a family work, like how he couldn't. It'd be nice, but I mean, it's probably not gonna happen. I think it can. Well, after you collapsed and I panicked. I had to call Mrs. Payne to ask her what to do, if I should call emergency services. She said when this happens to Damien, she just makes him shepherd's pie and waits for him to sleep it off. Dude. That actually sounds phenomenal. I haven't had shepherd's pie in an age. It just sounds really good, man. Although, frankly, if it was them making it, I can imagine that it has far less beans in it and just more meat, even with the mashed potatoes and gravy. Man, shepherd's pie just sounds good now. Admittedly, I also just had a fairly decently strong drink, so that also could be that talking as well. I had to root through your fridge to find out you have jack shit in terms of ingredients. And your appliances, too. I thought a place as upscale as this would clearly have an air fryer. Now that is a gross supposition, and I demand to be apologized. I don't even like air fryer. And in fact, the only person in my family that actually likes air fryers is my one youngest sister. You know, the one I like to complain about a lot. The last time we used an air fryer, I think it was for wings or something, right? We made a few batches of wings because, you know, you can only fit like 10, no more than 10 in those damn things, right? We end up putting the air fryer away and not picking it up for about another 8 months until something else happens. You know what we fucking find in the air fryer when we get it back out? The last batch of chicken wings! Suffice to say, we haven't used or had an air fryer since. But crockpots, though. Crockpots are a godsend. But all I could find was the slow cooker, so I threw the vegetables that hadn't expired into it with some stock. Should be good for your sinuses, at least. I vaguely remember something along those lines. I stepped closer to Olivia, peering into the glass window of the cooker. I didn't even know we had half of whatever's in there. Really? Why would your parents buy this kind of stuff just to let it rot away in the fridge? My mom does like to cook, but she doesn't do it very often. I wish she would. The green gator snorts. You know, I'm only spoiling you because you're sick. It's not that. I just miss dinner, you know? Now that's something I can absolutely appreciate. Sitting around the dining room table and talking to each other, we don't really do that anymore, except maybe on holidays. Olivia winces. No kidding. Sorry to pry. I can't help but sigh as I think about my lackluster relationship with Mom and Dad. It's alright. Anyway, I didn't take you for the culinary type, Olivia. The awkwardness of just standing and staring gets to me, so I choose to take a seat at our island table. Man, these chairs are surprisingly comfy. This is actually the first time the table was used since we moved in. Thinking about it, Olivia's given me a lot of firsts now. Kinda wish Mom would make dinner again, like before she got that promotion. Olivia hums to herself as she moves towards the fridge, pulling out the egg carton and scowling after checking it. How often do you get groceries, Inko? I ordered some earlier. Actual groceries, not that junk. Oh. God, that's such a waste of money. Imagine if you could cook the food you like. I try to, but my head starts to get a bit lighter. Though now I can practically taste the salivating smell coming from the cooker. Is that why you're in home ec? There's another low hum from her as she considers something. I wanted to be ready when I had to have a place of my own. There is one thing that actually homeschool is very good for. Every day there was basically home ec. And how can you get away from it and have it be canceled when you're always being asked to help with the cooking? I mean, but part of that was how I got to be so entranced in being able to, in going to do culinary arts or even hospitality management in college. And much as I don't do anything with that nowadays, mostly because that damn school killed most of my enthusiasm for it, but yeah. And it's actually relaxing. Just keeps my mind and hands busy when I'm alone. Also true. Plus it's either this or, you know, bother Mrs. Payne all the time. The cooker pings, signaling the stew was finished. When Olivia takes the lid off, a cloud of steam erupts with a rich aroma of cooked meat and vegetables. Oh god. Yeah, can you grab us some bowls? I'm guessing they're in the shelves above. I nod and get up, moving around the table to the shelf with all the bowls. I give the top a quick dust check, sticking it back in and taking the two under it. Olivia already has the ladle ready, stirring the soup slowly. I set the bowls down next to her, and she ladles in servings for us. Okay, moneybags, back to the couch. You don't want to eat at the table? I can't. What? Oh. The island table really doesn't have a special place for her chair to fit underneath. Plus, I want to enjoy this with some quality entertainment. She had Damien or possibly even Liz drop by her house for some boxed copies of Gundam. I figured we could watch something together on that big flat screen you've got. That's okay, right? Sure. I mean, it's also, at this point, probably only by, like, what, 6:30 in-game? That's just time enough in order to sit down, get comfortable, finish up, and then watch Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, or whatever Dino-associated version it is. I carry both bowls back to the couch, seeing the entire living room has been cleaned up. Man, I really need to make this up to Olivia somehow. Just watching something doesn't feel like a fair deal at all. Not only cooking, but even cleaning up after. I'll find a way to repay her. I set down our dinner on the coffee table. Before Olivia can say a thing, I place both hands on the corner of the couch and push. Didn't think it'd be so hard, but then again, I'm still out of sorts. The space, however, created is enough for Olivia to work the front of her chair in. Olivia gives me an appreciative nod, then angles her chair in a way to let her use her tail and the couch's armrest to pivot herself onto it. Thanks. I give Olivia a small nod and a smile as I grab my spoon off the table. Leaning closer to the bowl, the comforting aroma of the soup wafts up my stuffy nose. First time I'm getting goosebumps that aren't caused by cold flashes. I get a good spoonful of Olivia's homemade remedy, making sure to get some meat and veggies as well. Imagine Dino Gundam to literally be Zoids instead. That's actually a very good point. Oh, it'd be Zoid's Legacy? Man, there's like 3 or 4 different versions of Zoids. Still piping hot. I blow a bit of air on the spoon to cool it down. Pussy. What? Hey, the last thing I need with this fever is second-degree burns all over my tongue. Whatever you say. Once I feel that it's sufficiently cooled, I slurp up my first spoonful. My dry, tired eyes close in bliss. The flavors wash over my taste buds, firing them all off like fireworks. It's amazing what some good home cooking will do to you, huh? To describe it as just being good would be a severe understatement. The stock is rich and hearty. The meat is well cooked and could easily fall off the bone it came from. And the vegetables give it a nice aromatic touch. All of it well seasoned and spiced. It's like I'm experiencing that scene from Campi Tui. You're just about to watch an anime and you couldn't reference like Food Wars? But yeah, Ratatouille is also very good. There's also a good reference on that as well. sensing and seeing the different flavors move and dance around in my mind. Yeah, there's the more specific Ratatouille reference. For a brief moment, I forgot all about my fever and only felt the warm presence of the soup envelop me like a cozy blanket. Is it good? Like a record scratch, I'm taken out of my experience and brought back to earth by the baryonyx's voice. I look to see Olivia giving me a questioning look, idly crunching and munching her soup. I also realize that I'm sunk into the couch, my arms to the side like a rag doll's. Felt like my body was weighed down from both my sickness and the soup. Guess I got lost in the broth. Better than being lost in the sauce. I needed some more water. Wow. Olivia, the soup is amazing. Olivia rolls her eyes at my enthusiastic compliment, but lets out a tiny smile. That's nothing. I just threw shit together in a pot and called it food. Anyone could do that. I'd be surprised at exactly how good that can be. Olivia looks away once again, cutting herself short. With weak strength, I lift up from the couch's gravitational pull to better look at the shying Scaly. I'm serious. This is the most delicious soup I've ever had. Olivia moves her head back closer to me, but still avoids my gaze, her smile a little weaker. Alright, I get it. Don't have to make it sound better than it is. I'm just helping out your flu. I'm not saying it because of the flu. Honestly, you have a real talent for cooking. Olivia turns toward me, her smile still small but filled with honest joy. You really think so? I nod, even as the soothing warmth of Olivia's soup settles in, and manage to return her meek smile with my own tired one. I know so. Her eyes dart around for anything else to focus on, desperately trying to redirect her fluster. Delicious and Dungeon. Another good one! Another good reference. She shakes the flush off her face and checks around for her bag. Well, I'll get going. Going? Thought you were wanting to get caught up on your shows. Well... Remote's right there. Was the least I can do after your help today. What were you wanting to watch? She eyes the remote and the oversized screen on our wall. A few things, nothing in particular. I remember you asking last month for some recommendations, so I've been thinking of a few you might like. But if you're sick and all, I don't want to... Yeah, I'd love to see what you have. My parents probably won't be back to hog it for another few hours. If they come back tonight at all. So it's a pretty good time. Ichikun, you watch Delicious and Dungeon. Right in the middle of our watch-along, I literally got up and went to get food. I wouldn't be in the least bit surprised. Nothing can make you hungrier than watching a show about food. Part of the reason why I have a love-hate relationship with the Food Network. I love it because it makes me hungry and actually it did inspire me a lot for culinary arts. Restaurant to Another World. That is a favorite of mine. It's the true peak cooking anime. Okay. Restaurant to Another World is great, and I do watch that at least once or twice a year because it's just so comforting. Isekai Izakaya is another one that I also very much like. Oh man, there was another... was there another one? That wasn't Delicious in Dungeon or Food Wars? Shit, there's another cooking anime that I swear I've watched. And I'm not talking about Toriko. Not Toriko. There was another one that I've seen that I saw. Oh man. You're gonna have to dig through my Steam looking for Gladius, my Crunchyroll looking for Campfire Cooking in Another World. That was it. That's another really good one. Yeah. Sure, I'm sure. Show me all about the deep cultural meaning of animated dinosaur folk cartoons. Oh my god. You're lucky you're sick right now. Yep. Olivia takes the remote and flicks the TV on. After getting the initial shock of the screen being taller than she She navigates to a streaming site and picks some colorful series I'd only seen in passing. This one is a rough pilot, but it gets better a few episodes in, and the animation is top-notch. She flips the first episode on, and an establishing fight scene unravels while Olivia moves back by the couch with me. Then, to my surprise, she hefts herself out of her chair and onto the cushion next to me. I move my arm out of the way to make room. Oh, sorry, should have asked. Of course you're welcome to sit. I know, but thanks. We focus back on the show. Well, I do. Olivia's glancing my way after every joke and expensive shot to analyze my reaction. And when it's not for that, it's a forewarning that something a bit cheesy was about to happen. Eventually, the first episode closes. The heroes are ready to begin their journey for real in the following one. The credits scroll and Olivia swishes her hair aside with her fingertips. So, yeah, it's pretty good, I guess. I don't know, what do you think? I liked it, yeah. Really? Well, they got the whole season. Do you want to see more? Wait, didn't you say you wanted to catch up on your shows? This is the pilot episode. She fumbles the remote in her hands and has to catch it midair. Well, yeah. Just figures you know what's all going on so you're not lost, you know? But if you want to keep watching this, that's fun too. She quickly pushes the button to start the next episode without my response. Cute is all that runs through my mind as she attempts to cover for her small mistake. She's probably just refreshing her memory and... I wonder why I thought cute fit. Because it was. Well, it does. Because, again, it was. Hell, endearing. Every time she glances over as if I wouldn't enjoy the show. Sure, Mom and Dad aren't in any rush back. The characters on screen freeze. Oh shoot, did the Wi-Fi go out again? I try to stand up, but a brutishly heavy limb anchors my lap back down. Olivia's tail feels like a boulder across my legs, keeping me from standing. Olivia? I just paused it, Inko. Oh? There's a complicated expression on her face. Has he been mumbling this whole time like an on? Is it normal? Is what normal? She chews her lips slowly in consideration. Your parents, like, are they not really going to be back? I shrug. They're always busy with work. I feel a shifting next to me. Olivia's inched herself closer. Like, when I think about it, I barely see them at all. We certainly haven't in game, that's for sure. More shifting. I wonder sometimes. The tail shifts to my abdomen now. Does anyone even care? All the movement has stopped, as if reality itself has paused. Man, I must be more tired than I thought. I feel my head sway as my muscles ease into putty. I'm sure they do. I look at Olivia, who is shoulder to shoulder with me now. I mean, Da's kind of the same. Olivia chews her lip as she considers her words. He's always busy too. Whole reason I live with my godparents is because Da has to travel for work. So he doesn't... I stop myself as I see the faint wetness in Olivia's eyes. Sorry. Her eyes close and a somber sigh escapes her lips. No, it's fine. I get it, Inko. There's a silence hanging over us now. I copy after the sweet girl next to me, letting my eyelids slide closed and a sad breath loose. After some time, she breaks the silence with soft and tender words. Of course your parents care. Just like Da. Why else would they work so much? But what about me? I winced just how pathetic that sounded. It's for you, you doof. How else could you afford all these nice things? Her words grow quieter as time goes on, and my body sinks into numbness again. Doc cares enough to work for my sake. Enough to talk my godparents into letting me live with them. They didn't have to, and yet I'm burdening them. My mind connects the dots. Mr. Halford talked Randy and Sophie into it? Which is why I have to be able to live on my own as soon as I can. Because if they don't want me there anymore, that's it for me. I recall just how happy they were to have Olivia rejoin the party. They wouldn't, though. They love you like Damien and Vinny. She shakes the morose thoughts from her head, and then looks at me with serious moonshade eyes. Anyway, you should do the same for your parents and yourself. My world goes horizontal, and I find my head atop the comfiest pillow I'd ever felt. I nod, and the nod becomes a nuzzle into said pillow. Above me, Olivia yelps. I try to turn to see what's wrong, but something falls atop my head that keeps it in place. Nothing. The soothingly cool something rubs across my head, drawing me further and further into restful peace. Along with a gentle caress, a deep vibrato immenses from somewhere, resonating in my tired mind. Okay. With a lulling touch and tone, my eyelids grow heavy. By the time I wake up, Olivia's gone. I check for my phone for the time, only to realize it's 4 in the morning. I can't help but groan as I sit up on the couch, but instead of feeling horrible like I had the past few days, I felt surprisingly well. There's no doubt that I have Olivia to thank. Hell, I might even be able to go to school today. Wonder if any of that soup is left. She probably left it in the fridge, right? I shuffle over to the appliance and open up the door, allowing my eyes to adjust to the light. It only takes a second for me to spot a Tupperware container filled with the delicious meal. Nice. I'll have to ask her for the recipe sometime. Thanks to Olivia's advice in cooking, I'd finally made my recovery and returned to school. Well, probably that and stopping to, no longer relying on apparently a street drug. And I'm glad to be back. I felt like I'd missed so much while I'd been gone. Why is the music so somber? So much I needed to catch up on. I mean, I did manage to fill all the assignments that Ben had sent to me. But I feel out of the loop with other things. Like gossip about me! Damien tried to give me the rundown of it all during PE. I'm still in shock over how bad some of them got. Up to cartel drug running and the FBI's most wanted. Good night. I don't think that's even possible in just a week. The end of a class bell rings through the school, signaling the start of lunch. As everyone in class is packing up their things, Mr. Iadakan speaks up. All right, everyone, make sure you complete the assignment by next class. You all have a wonderful rest of the day now. Oh, and Inko. I stop at the mention of my name as I throw on my backpack. Could you wait a moment? I have something I wish to speak with you about. Yes, of course. Olivia looks back from the classroom entrance, waiting for me. Don't wait up on me. I'll meet you at the table with the others. With a shrug and a nod, Olivia wheels herself out the door and down the hall. Everyone else leaves the classroom until it's just Iadakan and I. Please, have a seat. I take the seats closest to Iadakan's desk, putting my backpack down as well. Mr. Iadakan gets himself out of his chair and walks around to his desk, leaning against it. So, I'll be quick about it. I got a job that needs doing. Up. You've missed assignments and need makeup work, and I need some extra help with something. Something I think you'll be very interested in. Some good friends of mine are getting married in a few short days, and they've hired me to be their photographer. And given the excellent learning experience, child labor, I thought of you. Me? Yes, if you want to, of course. I could always call in some associates to help me out, but I thought adding in some extra credit would sweeten the deal. What would we be doing? There's a broad smile on his face and a distant look in his eyes. Probably something like, creating memories to last the generations. Well, you'll be my apprentice in this case. A little more boring and pedestrian perhaps, but still good. You'll not only be helping set up more elaborate photos, you'll also be doing a lot of independent shots. You mean I'll be taking my own pictures? Yep. In fact, you'll be using many SLRs and lenses for this to keep all the shots uniform. The idea of finally getting to use something like Mr. Iatakan's $1,000 Kevon makes my head swim. So, what do you say? Interested? This honestly sounds like the time that I spent a summer doing... Get this. I literally was a quote-unquote host, cameraman, crew, and all that stuff for a public access... not public access isn't the right word. What's the word? Independent, like a small-time PBS, not PBS affiliate station for some children's television and for a production studio down in Tennessee. I had some friends of mine own it. I don't know. I've kind of been out of the loop for a very long time, but that was a very fun summer. Basically shooting for a children's television show about animals, about kids, their animals, and caring for their animals. It was pretty fun. I don't think it ever went to show, but it was a fun experience nonetheless. It certainly seems like a heavy task, even if Iatakan would be there to help us. Then again, Iatakan wouldn't be offering the job if he didn't think I was capable of doing it. This would technically be my first official photography gig. And a wedding shoot to boot. It sounds so daunting, yet enticing. It usually is. It's a proper, actual challenge. I would love to. Alright, sounds like a done deal. It's after school today, so we can talk about it more later. For now, you should be getting along to lunch. Thank you, Mr. Iatakan. I give the teacher a nod and grab my backpack. Just as I head out the door, my curiosity gets the better of me. It's Coach Sully and the history teacher. I forget her name. So, who's the lucky couple, if you don't mind my asking? The school nurse, actually. Proclaim. Thank you, Memes. The school nurse, actually. The husband-to-be is also a good friend of mine. Alright, so it's neither of them. But, it would have been funny. Huh. Neat. I make a mental note to give my well wishes to the nurse if I see her before the wedding. With that, I wave Mr. Iatakan goodbye and head down the hallway. Wait. Friday, but I was going to practice painting then. I already agreed to go. Even if I didn't, it's real photography. It's not even a question what I should go to, but geez. It's like the universe is conspiring against me to never stop drawing stick figures. Hey, you don't... Ooh, what's up with her? Alright, I finally meet up with Olivia, who's waiting near the entrance to the cafeteria. The grassy green girl is leaned over, a sour pout scrunching her maw close as she eyes the passers-by. Shouldn't that be closed? Well. When she notices I've moved into her airspace, she perks up immediately. Seeing the transformation is surreal. and I chew on my cheek to keep from laughing as I watch her muscular tail wag happily. Finally, took you long enough. Yeah, sorry that took so long. You didn't have to wait for me, by the way. I can manage waiting if it means eating with you. I can feel a smile tug at my lips from hearing Olivia say that. Mind if I push a chair in? Using me as a battering ram through the crowd now, huh? Yeah, something like that. Alright, but only 'cause you asked. Give me your backpack, I'll use it as a shield. When I grab the handles, Olivia moves her tail up to grab my wrist, like at the arcade. Alright, charge! Yes, ma'am! Oh, man. Oh, that tickled. That tickled so good. I start marching through the crowd of unruly and famished teens, clamoring for their daily meal. Olivia turns her head to me to say something. So what happened with the Anakan? You in trouble for something? Huh? Oh, nah. The Anakan just had a proposition for some extra credit. Really? What is it? He wants me to join him at a wedding and help him out with a photo shoot. Says he thinks it'll be a good learning experience. Oh, well, that sounds pretty interesting. Did you take it? Yep, it could be a good way to hone in on what I know. Plus, that extra credit can help make up for that time I was sick. You mean when you nearly overdosed on that cough syrup cocktail you made? Yeah, that. Wait! What? I didn't say anything. Crowd's too loud here. The baryonyx chuckles to herself. I'm left rolling her eyes, letting her claim victory in this exchange. By the time we've got our lunch, it's a simple matter of locating Damien and Liz by the telephone pole neck. For whatever reason, they're at a more sequestered table today, and when we arrive, it's pretty obvious why. Oh no, what's Damien getting himself up to this time? Mia! I'd hoped not.
Oh, took you too long, Neff.
Yeah. I expected more from Olivia. Something more graphic. Instead, Olivia rolls herself the rest of the way, taking her designated spot at the head of the table. I take the spot adjacent to her, all while keeping a wary eye on the pink Paracolophorus. Yeah. It seems like Mia's rage against me has simmered down over time, but that air of uncertainty and uneasiness still wavered around her. The best I can do is act friendly. Hey Mia, is there something you need?
Oh, need? Nah, I'm just here to catch up with my good pal here.
While the red-scaled menace turns towards Olivia, her own eyes remain locked on her soggy chicken she's eating mechanically. I thought you were asking Liz for her homework, though.
That too.
Right. Here, guys. A pair of soda cans are rolled down the table, and I thank Raptor Christ I'm able to catch both of them before they ram into my tray of questionable lunch meat. You guys were taking a while, so I grabbed the drinks today.
No, you didn't. Mia gave those to you.
Well, she did it because I thought about doing it.
She's trying to bribe you for the math answers I helped you with earlier.
Oh, Lizzie, I can't believe you would imply something like that about me.
But it's true.
Hey, free soda's free soda, man.
At any rate, real reason I'm here is... Say, Olivia, you leave your phone at home or something? People are trying to contact you all day.
Oh. Olivia pulls her phone out from her jacket pocket. I catch a glimpse of her comical wallpaper, a comical portrait of guts that she probably doodled.
Yeah, I ran out of service for the month. What the hell? You don't got a proper monthly plan? I've got more important things to be doing this, you know?
They want to see Olivia so bad, why not send you and... They want to see Olivia so bad, why send you and not just show up themselves?
Shut it! Who's so important for this anyways? Who'd you think? Ben!
Ben wants to talk to Olivia? Why does he want to talk to Olivia?
Is this 20 freaking questions? How the hell should I know what's going on between my boyfriend and Hot Wheels here?
I don't know if I'm hitting Australian or Cockney too much here.
All that matters is to me is if Livia is gonna fix it or not. Well, think about it. Whatever. I'm out of here. Smell you later, Gator.
Mia storms off, leaving Olivia very sour. Things all right with Ben? Olivia rests her arms on the table and slumps her head in. I don't want to talk about it. Where'd her bright mood from before go? Well, anyways, Damien, you really shouldn't condone cheating, even with something as simple as math homework. But you helped me out with it. That's different. I helped you with it, and I think you're getting something out of it. Yeah, like the answers. What I mean is, in comparison, Mia's just trying to be lazy, and she only cheating herself. What's the issue then?
What's the issue?
Yeah, I get free soda. Someone you hate tricks herself into saying stupid, and everyone thinks they win. It's great. Stay.
You scare me sometimes, Damien.
He's not wrong. Guess I'll have to ask Ben what's going on if I see him later. In the meantime, Olivia's disposition only keeps getting more and more dour. There's some heat on her for swapping the art contest submissions, aren't there? I try to think of something to help cheer her up, but I keep coming up with dead ends on just what would work here. There's gotta be something. I just can't leave her in such a sour mood. Oh, how about that? Hey, so, what's the deal with your phone background?
Oh, you noticed it?
She flips her phone on and shows me her background. Oh, it's a little doodle of guts.
Yeah, drew it up the other day. Got the curves just right first try, so it's pretty cool.
I'll bet. Is he with you today?
Nah, left him home.
How often do you bring him?
Not often.
Maybe once or twice a semester, and even then it's just when I'm bored.
Though once he was just in my hoodie when I left for school.
Unexpected?
It was. Here, I got some pics saved.
The screen displays a small creature, sat atop a desk with its skinny tail clutched to its chest tightly.
I don't know why, but he holds his tail like that all the time.
Be right back. Okay. Gives me a chance to fill up my cup. Honestly, I'm really glad I got this 5-gallon water jug pump. Like, I can it just enables my being lazy while still drinking more water than I have in a very long time. Only downside is it's pretty dark under my desk, so it's not that easy to see how far the my cup gets filled. But at any rate, quarter after 7, folks shouldn't be back by yet. Alright, well, let's see. What else is there? Let's see. Ate my big ol' Rice Krispies treat. Oh, actually, I got a box of Jaffa cakes here. Thank you, Yogscast, for getting me hooked on this, even if it is as much a meme. But it does remind me there's the next episode of Jaffa Factory to watch. Oh yeah, no, folks are back. And so too is memes. Alright, cool. Alright, here we go. I don't know why, but she holds his tail on the... I feel Damien and Liz hovering behind me, their eyes locked onto the adorably fat creature on screen. I don't know who coos, probably Liz, but Olivia rolls her eyes and swipes to the next picture of the cute pet, now in a transparent ball and looking confused. For the remaining minutes of lunch, we just sit huddled around Olivia's phone, entranced by her sweet little rat as if it did the most mundane things. Yet, Guts' method of doing them was way too undeniably cute, and that's what really got to us and made time fly faster than we could even notice. Ding dong, bang bong! I blink a couple of times and stretch my arms and legs as I get up from my desk. Ah, yes. Everybody's favorite nap time, history class. Miss Prockling really knows how to make 40 minutes feel like 80. Well, at least it's time to practice painting. For real, for real. Wait, no. Iyatakan wrote me into the photo shoot. Can't practice painting. Can't get good at anything. Dude, you can get even better at photography. What are you talking about? Why is it every time I try to actually improve, something like this happens? Because something like this is evidence to show that you are improving. At this rate, I'll never get good enough to get a real following. You're not looking in the right place for photography enthusiasts. I haven't gotten to actually have a whole afternoon to practice at all. Still, there's no way in hell I'm missing this. I ended up meeting with Ben and Iyatakan right as he was locking his room. While our teacher made the assignment, internship, apprenticeship, while he had made it all sound simple, I was still subjected to some paperwork. Something about liability waiver or something. You're dealing with $1,000 equipment. If there wasn't a liability waiver, or some variety of, like, I don't know, privacy NDA, I'd be very surprised. You know, in case something happens to us, like a surprise attack by 5 teenagers in multicolored spandex. Oh, good. Power Raptors. I wonder if that happens often. Some of the shit I've seen in this game world, I wouldn't be in the least bit surprised. We still filled the form out as the instructor gave an overview of just exactly Ben and I would be doing. Remember, Iyatakan is a reference to a Power Rangers villain. I did not know that. Not ever something I was into all that much, Power Rangers. Spent more time watching something that was actually good, like Dexter's Laboratory. There's a few structures out here, save for one at the edge of the cliff. Ben's the first one out of the cramped car with an armful of telescoping black stands. I follow his example, unloading the vehicle. All right, you two, remember what you're doing tonight. Oh, yes, sir. After we set up a photo station in the corner of the hall, we'll be taking turns walking the reception, taking pictures of the guests. Or guest. If it is just guest, I'm going to imagine that's another typo. There's got to be one every episode, right? And I think we found 2. Perfect! I'll be with the wedding party the entire time. So if you need me, just look for the gaggle of similarly dressed women screeching and you'll find me. He grins as he helps carry the last of the lightest equipment from the trunk. Remember, this is actual work, so be polite, be efficient, but most importantly... Ben and I sit upright at attention, ready for any order our teacher will give us. Have fun! But... trust me, the clients will appreciate it more. Finally finished with the unloading, I inhaled the mixed aroma of ocean and flowers. Nice venue, at least. While I find the scent energizing, Ben seems to have the exact opposite reaction. His brows pinch together in disgust as he tries in futility to fan away the air with one hand while covering his nose with the other. Ugh, I think I'm gonna be the sick one next in this weather. At least the view's great. That, it is, yeah. Mr. Iatakan leads us through a small garden out front and into the reception hall. A similarly nice, if fairly basic venue. Certainly... yeah, it's nice if generic. Sorry if this is getting my hospitality management brain working. It's a spacious wedding tent adorned with all sorts of flora and high-end lighting, keeping the place warm and lit. Okay, you guys know how to set up here. I'm going to get to business. Yes, sir. He leaves us, stepping onto the ongoing ceremony with a primed camera and tripod. Ben and I exchange a single glance before we both resign ourselves to the daunting task. First on the list are the telescopic stands for the cameras. From experience, it doesn't take us too long to get those in place. Next are the reflectors and strobe lights, all packed in heavy cases that have to be hauled inside. By my third case, I'm already exhausted. Shoot, I thought gym class would have prepared me for this. Bzzz. My phone buzzes. Might as well take a breather. Opening up the notification, I discover it's from Olivia. Hey, Shades. Hi, Olivia, you got service back? Live long. Oh, I lied about that. Ha! That's... Saw you leave with a Yatakan after school. What's up with that? Helping him with a wedding photo shoot. You at a wedding? Did Yatakan give you a better jacket? My jacket's cool enough. So, where at? Teach said it was a place called Clarkson Lookout on the way over. Jeremy Clarkson? Are we gonna be on Clarkson's farm? Or Top Gear? Ooh! Ooh, the Grand Tour. Please tell me I get to drive a hot car. Or at least wears an interesting shitbox. Wait, really? Oh, please tell me she's in the wedding party. That place is a bunch of scenic views. If you see any good landscape shots, take one for me. Sure, if I get the time. No, do it now. Memes. You've sent me that photo more than a few times. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Dang it. Good job that was empty. Kappa. Cute and threatening message received. Geez, well, this is as good a spot as any. The sun's starting to set, so it does make for some pretty nice atmosphere. Maybe Olivia wants to paint another landscape. In the distance, I see a few sailboats and yachts. Further beyond, a freighter or two. The seas sure are crowded these days. I take the picture and send it over to Olivia. Thanks! I can't picture thanking me like that in reality. The thought alone of her doing something in so sweet a manner.
Enko, this thing weighs like 80 pounds. I'm not doing all the work.
Oh, right. I let my camera hang loose around my neck while assisting Ben with setting up the last of the standing reflectors. Setting up meant not only the cameras, but a large chunk of the incomplete decor prep. Which meant carrying out loads and loads of heavy cases, loaded with strobes, reflectors, cloth sheets, and many telescoping pole stands. Following his instructions, Ben had to set up a small red carpet path leading to a glamour shot station. And meanwhile, I was finishing making sure the marked out spots within the room had the right combination of flash, strobe, and/or reflector. By the time our teacher had come back, I just placed the final light in position. As guests start walking down Ben's handmade path, I skirt along the edge with my borrowed high-end camera. Now see, here's the thing. For as much as I'm sure that my uncle and cousin in the photography industry might be willing to say otherwise, if this were done in any of my college courses, the photography booth, if it was done by students, would have been held up to the exact same standards we in the catering side would have been. If you're on time, if you're late, you're fucked. If you're on time, you're late. If you're early, you're on time. If you were just getting stuff done now, just as people were starting to walk in and have to be prepared, you could say, hey, it's ready, but on the other end, you would say, what took you so long? But at the same time, high schoolers. The DSLR's clicks are muted compared to the chattering guests, and while I think I managed to catch some decent shots, I'm just not really feeling it today. Something wrong with me. And voila! Ben was having a much easier time working at the makeshift studio we'd built in the corner. Couples would simply walk up and stand before the backdrop of the massive window to the cliffside and ocean. And Ben had the brilliant idea to not only set up a Yatakan's loaned camera, but also his own so he'd capture the couples from 2 angles at once. He looked happy with each and every shot he took, and the people always chatted him up right after. A real straight-up paparazzo him. And here I am, doing my best not to scowl as I look over the blurry shot I had messed up. Blurry because my hands are shaking. Drink some water. I guess I'm nerved. I hadn't noticed till now that my main messaging app had been going off. So is it going well? Hardly. I think Ben's turning it into a competition. Are you winning? No, not really. Beat him for me? Puppy dog pout. That wasn't a real message. I try to ignore my phone for now. I don't think anything will calm my nerves at this point. That feeling of anxiety only grows as time marches on. I can't seem to get any one picture just right, and Ben zooming around as efficiently as he is isn't helping. Well, that's not all. Olivia's messages are just throwing me off. Just break his flashing stick thingy, lol, then his pics will be super dark. How out of date is Olivia to think we still use flash pans? Again, you'd be very surprised. Or lock him in a bathroom or something. I don't think that's sportsmanlike or legal. Oh, I just remembered I need another pic. You try shoving him into the wedding cake and taking a pic of him smashed on the floor? I need it for, Muse. That. Do it for me? No! Come on, that's just violent. Just barely within my peripheral vision, I spot a perfect shot of an older couple. The parents of the groom, I believe. There, that's a good chance. I bring up the borrowed camera up, look through the viewfinder, and see that the parents have already moved away and into another group. The camera slips from my grip, but luckily the next strap holds it safely against my chest. Okay, I need a break. I find an appropriate place to sneak outside and go around the building, slumping down against the brick siding. It's really twilight now. The ocean's reflection of the sun is getting very close to meeting the real thing. My phone buzzes once more, and something in me jumps. It's not fear, though. Just wish I knew what it was. Olivia sends a video of Guts running around a maze she put together using cardboard and school supplies. When he comes out the other end, she gives him a grape to bite into in her palm. I was never really fond of rodents, but seeing Olivia's videos and little doodles is really starting to sway me. There's something about Olivia having such a strong bond with Guts and caring for him that warms my heart. It's hard to believe that this is the same girl that used to give me nothing but icy stares when I first met her. I'm glad she feels comfortable enough with me to let her defenses down and be herself. As I continue snapping photos, my trek around the hall to find good photo ops leads me to the stage the DJ once was. Shame I didn't get any good shots of him while I was here. Maybe Ben got some decent pictures. Looking through the camera lens, I see there's a gentleman sitting on the steps that lead up to the stage, finishing off a cigarette. There's someone over on the steps, taking a deep drag of a cigarette and blowing the smoke upwards toward the window. A truly iconic display of suavity. Before I knew it, I'd taken several shots. Watch out, you just accidentally took a shot at someone you shouldn't have. He seems he wants to be left alone, but oh, fuck me. Hey, kid! Oh, fucking hell, him! It's Mr. Lizard the Monarch! Hey, at least get my good side, will ya? Oh. I step closer, readjusting my camera settings and scrambling for an explanation. Sorry about that. I was unsure if you wanted the attention. It's alright. People say I got a kind of resting bitch face. Though I can't lie, I'm pretty exhausted, kid. Especially after I had to carry the new missus down the aisle all the way to the car. So this is the groom. So, you gonna take a photo or what? Oh wait, so have we seen the nurse? I know that we were in the nurse's office. Okay, it was just we just coached Solly in there. All right, fair enough. Oh, right, sorry. As I raise my camera, the groom takes a thinker-esque pose, taking a drag from his cigarette. After a few clicks and a couple of slight adjustments to my position, I believe I got some pretty good shots in there. There we are. The groom blows out a plume of smoke from his mouth before leaning over to see the captures. Smells like a Vegas hotel. I give the groom time to look at each photo thoroughly before moving to the next one. These are pretty good, kid. Managed to make this mug of mine look halfway decent. He lets out a scratchy chuckle as he takes another puff of a cigarette before snuffing what little was left of it onto the floor. Thanks. Say, if you don't mind my asking, what are you doing all the way over here? It's your big day, isn't it? As the groom lets out another plume, he's already begun to dig up another cigarette. Lighting the new cig casually, he begins to inhale it. And keep inhaling it. He holds up a finger as he continues inhaling, until the cigarette is finished and he finally exhales a stream of lung cancer slowly over the course of 30 seconds. Sir? Of course it is. Just having a little rest is all. I mean, this has been the happiest day of my life, but it's tiring as all hell. The missus is certainly having fun, and yet, in a few hours when we're in our new, no longer bachelor pad,
I'll be listening to her as she moans about how sore she is.
The groom lets out another plume of smoke, this time through his nostrils.
But hey, if that's the price I gotta pay, hail holy matrimony and all that jazz.
Definitely feels like the group is laying it on a bit thick to who is essentially a stranger to him, and yet I can understand what he means.
You know, you've been going around this whole reception snapping photos. Why don't you take a break too?
He motions his hand to the nearby stage as an available seat. I settle myself on the stage. The groom then fiddles with a small packet. Looking closer, it's a still sealed pack of cigarettes. Chain smoker. Nice.
Yeah, Trent told me a bit about you, you know.
Who?
Your camera teacher, or whatever he's called at your school. Says you're a good kid and all, though a bit clueless. Hey!
The groom lets out another guffaw as he cracks open the pack of cigs and plucks out a fresh cancer stick.
His words, not mine.
How do you know him?
Hey, we've known each other for ages.
Please tell me that Olivia's father is something like Dino Ranger Green or something like Raptor Ranger Green. Because that would be positively amazing. And then this guy just pops up as Mr. Dino the Monarch. And they just have like the whole ass Sentai battle.
He actually helped me meet the missus. Funny how that works out.
Whoa, Mr. Yatakan was your wingman?
He always hated how I told him that. I'd given him a lift to some field trip he had to chaperone. Don't know why, he could have taken the school bus. But as soon as I got there, I met the rest of his co-workers, including my would-be wife. Taro prick tricked me into also chaperoning too, saying I could use the time to get to know her better.
Jeez, maybe I should be asking him. Well, no, I can't.
Can't what?
Nothing important.
Have a teacher tell you how to court a lady friend, right? Hey, no. Another one of his students. Your classmate, yeah?
It's not like that.
Oh, come on. I know you want to talk about girls. That's always fun. Humor me a bit.
She's just a good friend. The words taste bitter on my tongue for some reason.
Sure, kid, sure. We've got a few more minutes of quiet while Bridezilla and her maids of murder fight over that bouquet.
I quickly glance over to see a woman twice my age wielding a folding chair like it was a battle axe.
Trent can't help you there, but I can. So this good friend of yours, what's she like?
Well, it's a bit of a complicated history.
Oh?
I mean, when I first met her, she was very cynical and sarcastic. Well, she's still sarcastic, but in a lighthearted way. Even with her friends, she was a little distant. But when she's painting or gushing about some franchise or obscure anime, there's this unashamed excitement and passion in it. I haven't met anyone with that kind of energy before. Once you get to know her, she's just nice under it all.
That everything?
Well, yeah. I think she drew me carrying her once.
Well, shoot!
He slides the ring off his finger and holds it up to me.
You want this? Sounds like you need it more than me. Kidding, I'm kidding. But dang, sounds pretty cut and dry to me.
This is definitely cute. I'm wanting to know if this is going to turn into anything, because I'm just imagining like an amazing, great cutaway at the end of an ending, where it's again just that full-on Power Rangers thing, and it turns out, and it turns. Wait a minute. This isn't even a hot or cold thing. It's just... want to make sure I'm not spilling anything over the... It's an empty cup. Oh, boy. It could just be me always thinking about jokes. Because I'm a horrible comedian. Horrible comedian, one thing. Jackanate, definitely. Alright, let's see. We got about 15 minutes. I wonder if we can finish out this scene. Alrighty. Yeah, never had a crush before. Not on anyone I know personally. Your folks together. Yeah. They love each other too, yeah? Yeah, I guess they do. You guess? It's complicated. They're around so little, I don't even know what their love looks like, how they interact, if they even love each other at all. They never told me their story, why they're together. Anything that would prepare me for the future was outsourced. As far back as I remember, my parents weren't around. Whenever my parents weren't around, there was a screen nearby. And they weren't around often. I've always had that little electronic friend in my pocket telling me how great I was at everything. That's been my only help to get through life. All the best ways to have the best relationships, hobbies, romance. But it feels worthless now. I'm not prepared. I don't even know what to do if what this is love. This guy seems to think so, though. He'll help me out. I see him putting some words together now. Let me give you a little anecdote, kid. The groom finally lights the cigarette, though this time he's slow to puff on it. See my beautiful bride over there? That's actually a very nice dress, too, not gonna lie. He motions with a dull ember of his smoke to where the bridesmaids were still violently wrestling with, and the bride acted as referee. Hang on, I'm just gonna grab this as well. Always with the screen grabs. Do I not recognize her? Off the top of my head, no. Oh, wait, hang on. Wait, yes. This is the character. This is also the character from Venture Brothers, isn't it? For a second, I thought you were talking about she was being another character from the previous game, but yeah, Dr. Girlfriend, Mrs. the Money. Yeah, okay. That's another show I haven't watched. I will be perfectly honest, I haven't hardly watched any television for the better part of a decade. I'm online all the damn time. I've watched more Game Grumps than almost anything else, hardly. No, not Blood Bowl thumbnails, you idiot. Even if we had never met, and this was a happenstance meeting, I'd see her over there. And I just know I love her. Yeah? Yep. Is that it? Yeah. Aren't you trying to give me a little push? Convince me I like this girl? You're the one who wanted advice. There it is. I thought you were going to go on a bit more about love. Why the hell would I give a speech about love? I know what it is. You know what it is. But there's no groundbreaking advice that'll make everything make sense. And you don't need me to convince you. You're just looking for reasons to not believe what's right in front of you. Oh.
Break's over. Gotta run.
The man gets up, dusting off his pants and flicking the cigarette butt into the trash.
Hey, take some great pictures for me, will ya? No more moping. You're on the clock.
He jogs into the crowd to meet up with his bride. My phone buzzes in my pocket.
What timing?
I reach into my pocket and pull out my phone, squinting at the screen. An unread notification from our group chat. Shoot, do I have time to be on my phone right now? No! Maybe I can talk to Damien about this. He's known Olivia for a while. Ben and Olivia used to be friends too, right? Would he be able to help? I should probably focus what I'm here to do. Yeah.
Well, they say all
Besides,
good
I don't want to
things
let the
come
groom
to an
down.
end.
Please don't be a
What's that got to
decision.
do with this show?
But this is Olivia we're talking about. I don't want to do anything without knowing as much as I can.
Damn it!
Fuck, we've had this exact same situation in the previous game. It's just gonna be another one of those, hey, you weren't quite being a thing. You know they were trying to tell you she was flirting with you. I was like, fuck me sideways. Just gonna hope the on that question. Hey Memes, how far are we from a resolution to this particular arc?
What? Wake me when the show starts.
It's already been on a
How long
while.
is the next scene?
Wake me when it's over.
15, 30 minutes maybe? Yeah, we can go a little bit long, I guess. We got about 10 to 3, so. All right, so we'll finish this one up. I do need time to reset to go into Blood Bowl though, so we'll see if we can finish this up quickly-ish. But yeah, we're gonna consult with others about Olivia. I can't go into this without being prepared. I really don't want to let Olivia down, especially all I've done for her. What kind of things does Olivia like? Hell, what kind of things do girls in general like? I might be able to find some pointers online, too. By the end, I can be a good boyfriend. I just need to figure out how. When I reach my phone, my fingers brush against the camera that's still around my neck. Wait, I still need to take these pictures, so I can't just drop this entirely. And I definitely don't want to let Yatakan down. Even though I'm not that good. Well, Ben's been on top of his game all night. Even now, he's still snapping shots, so I'm sure Yatakan will have enough by the end of the night. It's not like I'm offering anything crazy valuable here. Oh, don't sell yourself short. I meander to the far wall of the hall and find a way to slip outside. Phone in hand, I scroll through my previous calls to find Damien. He'll have all the info I need. And he called me the other week to ask if the following day was a school holiday. On a Saturday. Aha, here it is, just what I needed. And now, as I listen to the dial tone, all I can do is wait. Come on, pick up. The cool evening air of autumn nips at my skin with a slow breeze ruffling the branches of nearby trees. Some leaves are blown lazily off their branches, drifting with each other to a songless dance. I did always prefer nature photography. It's a lot less hectic compared to tonight. Hello, Payne residence? Huh? Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Payne. I thought this was Damien's phone. It is. He left his phone on the table while he takes the trash out. One moment. Damien, sweetie, you have a school friend on the phone. Oh, Ma, I told you not to answer those spam calls. It's Inko. Oh, snap, cool, thanks, Mom. Hey, Inko. I can make out the frantic shuffling for the phone. What do you need me for? Okay, just play it cool. Right, I wanted to talk about, Wait, how do I even ask him this? Well, I want to be a better friend for Olivia, right? Uh-huh, yeah, I'm following. I was wondering if you knew anything else I should know, you know? Damien, please, for the love of Raptor Jesus, reach across the divide, pull Inko in, and do the whole cartoon thing. I beg you. Just start shouting at him. The silence lets me know how stupid that sounded. Huh? Well, I think she likes anime and soda and the arcade. But didn't you, know all this already? I do, yes. But, I mean, anything a bit further than that. I mean... You like Olivia, don't you, Inko? I didn't say that. Despite the stiff breeze, I can feel my face burning up. Shut up! Say it! Say what? I don't need to tell you nothing. I got all day to wait. Do you? Damien, I'm serious. I need some help here. I'm serious too. Come on, say it! I'm not confirming or denying anything. Maybe I should hang up then. See you at school tomorrow, Inko, my man. Damn it, fine. Damien? Yes? I take a deep breath and say it. All right, I like her. Huh? Who? Oh, come on! Olivia! Oh, what? What about her? I'm not hearing complete sentences here. Oh, screw you. I like Olivia. I want to know what advice you have as her
Poor
friend.
fellow lost his nose.
How will he smell without it?
Same as always. Terrible.
I'm serious. There we go. In all seriousness, I don't have much for you. I haven't thought of Olivia that way since, 3rd grade. I don't got anything game-changing for you. Great. But hey, I'm here for you, man. Just don't act a fool and start wilding out, you know? Not in the slightest. I'm saying, look, you're calling because you think there's some big secret here, right? I'm telling you, there isn't one, and that in itself is an advantage. You don't need to be focusing on, strategy. Just let it happen. Wait, does she know? No, I don't think so. I think she likes me too? Well, yeah, that's the long and short of what I got. Have you ever been in a relationship, Damien? Yeah, a few. Nothing serious, though. Oh, don't let Liz hear you say that. Hey, want to go to the school dance? That sort of thing. Never went anywhere, you know? Yeah. Alright, I should get back to it. Sorry to bother. Hey, call anytime, man. Thanks. Be seeing you. See you later, Gator Dater. Oh, crap. I fight the urge to throw my phone into the brick wall. That was completely pointless. I place a hand on my forehead and take a deep breath. One hand was probably going to go to Damien. The other one was going to go talk to Ben, probably. At this point, I should just try to get some photos and look somewhat competent at my job. I slip my phone back into my pocket, grab my camera, and begin walking around the hall. Doing my best to look for opportunities to snap some decent shots, I do a lap around the hall. Even then, I'm still struggling to find anything good. Shockingly enough, quantity, while not a replacement or even a supplement of quality, can help you find the stuff that you may just miss. Don't look for simple opportunity. Yeah, don't just simply look for the highest quality opportunities, the best shots. Take all the shots. That's just photography. I realize it's like he said it differently. Nature photography is a different beast than event photography, but just take shots. I realize I'm talking about photography, but that also kind of applies to relationships as well, doesn't it? I wonder if that was an intended parallel they were making here. It isn't long before I notice Ben across from me, and from the looks of it, he's managing a fair bit better than I am. Not only is he finding better shots than I am, but the guests are going to him to ask for shots. Actually, the more I think about it, Ben might actually have some decent advice to give, right? Better than what I got from Damien, at least. I surreptitiously maneuver around the various wedding-goers, impeding my path, trying to get to Ben. Eventually, I have an opening while Ben is currently taking a picture of another couple by their table. Not wanting to seem like I'm lost, I try to blend in and join him. I get near Ben and get down on one knee to take alternate angled shots of the couple. As if he had sixth sense, Ben quickly noticed my presence, shocked that I was next to him. "Inko, what are you doing?" I just wanted to get some alternate shots for the lovely couple, just in case they would like them, you know? I give off an awkward laugh, though it's not amusing to Ben. He gives me an icy glare that sends shivers down my spine, as I've clearly stepped into his territory. "I think it'd be more efficient if we work in different parts of the venue." Ah, you had social Ben before, and now you've got professional Ben here. You want to talk about masks? What if there are people over there who want their picture taken? If the people over there wanted the picture, I wouldn't be here in the first place. Ben wordlessly goes back to snapping photos. I get back to my feet and lean close to the preoccupied parasolophorus to talk to him. "Look, Ben, I need some advice." "Thank you, young man." No problem, ma'am." Finished with the couple's photos, Ben turns around and begins to hoof it down the venue to look for more photo ops. I match his pace in order to keep up with him. "Advice, you say?" "It's about Olivia." Mentioning the baryonyx stops Ben dead in his tracks. He turns around to face me. "What about Olivia?" "Well, it's just that I take a deep breath to steady myself. The thing is, I think I love Olivia." Ben's face goes from confusion to sheer surprise, his eyes going as big as his glasses. "Wait, what? Are you serious?" "Of course I'm serious. And since you've known her for longer, I figured I could ask you some things about her." "Ben? Ben? Hello, what?" "Sorry, I must have misheard you. You said you're in love with Olivia, and I did. Or I think I am." "Look, I don't really know, but I'm asking for some help, and..." The parasaur claps his hands on my shoulders and smiles broadly. "This is wonderful news. Olivia's always been a bit of a loner, but to know that someone likes her like that is just fantastic." His arm wraps around my neck as he starts dragging me away from the wedding crowd. "Okay, right, so you want to know more about Olivia, yeah? We used to be the best of friends way, way back." I paid close attention to Ben as he went over his history with the girl I may or may not love. A part of me wanted to take notes on my phone as he listed down all the shows they used to watch together. By the time he hit the cues, I noticed that some of the guests had left. Should I be writing all this down? I think you'll be fine. Unless Olivia's even changed music tastes in the last 3 years. 3? Aren't you talking to her these days? I mean, not as much as I used to. It's been a while since we had a sit down. Wait, but Mia came and told us you wanted to talk with her at lunch. I have no idea what you're talking about. Huh. I thought you were above gossip, Inko. Sorry. Anyway, Olivia and I don't talk much, but I think we should. Hell, if I was around more, I could have helped you two get to know one another sooner. Maybe even... A shrill cry interrupts us. Across the room, the newlyweds are in some altercation. I guess it's the time of the night for the groom to carry the bride out. But for some reason, she's riding piggyback like a grade schooler. 1,000 snaps now. Fuck. Just put it on video. Put on video. Time lapse. Just time lapse the shit out of that. Just set it to like 20 shots a second and just follow her. I guarantee you will end up with at least one, maybe a dozen peak shots. Of course, I could also be talking completely out of my ass. He laughs to himself maniacally while she complains and holds onto his hair to keep balance. Well, that relationship isn't gonna last. Inko? Yeah, sorry. Back on track. What's important is that you always be mindful of her condition. Her condition? You know what I mean. Olivia absolutely hates special treatment, and it can get to a point where that in itself is a burden that weighs down her friends. Refusing to accept help to the point she becomes a problem for those around her. Ben sighs. I would know. Are you talking about how Olivia tries to do things on her own? Yeah, like, for all the times I've tried to help her out, she just gets all pouty and silent as if I was stepping on her toes. No wonder people try to avoid her, you know? You can't just keep pushing people away. I care about Olivia, but she doesn't do herself any favors. Truth be told, I'm a bit excited to hear this from you. If you could get through to her, we could be friends again. I'd definitely do it right this time. I don't want to impose anything on her. That wouldn't be right. We'll see. Well, see, that's exactly what you want to avoid. Otherwise, your relationship is going to be one-sided. One-sided? Relationships are all about mutual respect for one another. Anything less than that is unreasonable. He's not wrong. Without that understanding, it's doomed to fail. And one thing to understand, Olivia, is that her condition needs special considerations. Ones that she doesn't fully agree with. So you have to account for that from her, otherwise it won't work out. Is that why you two stopped talking?
You know, I'm really gonna enjoy it tonight.
You plan to like this show?
No, I plan to watch television.
All right, you boys ready to pack up? Pretty long night, huh? Our teacher looks haggard as he walks up to us. His wings are dragging on the floor, and he's propping himself up with one of the light stands we'd brought. Despite his exhaustion, he's grinning wildly. You two enjoy your first work experience! Oh, absolutely, Mr. Yadican. I managed to load up both the memory cards you gave me, and I even managed to try the different kinds of lenses you had brought. Good to hear, Ben. What about you, Inko? Well, if I'm being honest with you, I wasn't on my A game tonight. Well, I suppose it's a tough order to start with. So many things to account for, and... no, I meant that I didn't really get that many good shots, Mr. Yadican. I didn't even finish the first card you'd given me. I see. Well, then when we go through those next week, I'm sure they'll be fine. Oh, definitely! The Groon saunters up with a huge grin on his face, slinging an arm around our teacher's shoulders. I can't wait to see these! The Yadican straightens up and shrugs the arm off, turning to the newly married man. You'll see them when you see them. My team still needs to go through all the pictures and weed out the chaff. Ah, come on, T. Can't you give your old buddy a preview or something? The Yadican sighs a bit. Hey, it's your special day. Did you go fetch the laptop and card reader? Yes, sir. Inko, while he's doing that, you can start packing up everything into the trunk. Sure thing, Mr. Yadican. Before I turn away to start, the tired Tired Taro takes the camera from me. We can sit at that table over there. The two older men head off, leaving Ben and I to get started on packing everything up. While Ben and I are busy dismantling the multitude of standing flashes and lamps, the bride, groom, and Mr. Yadican sit at a cleaned-up table with a laptop before them. I can't really make out what they're saying, but I can kind of tell based on the way the three switch between quietly focused and laughing loudly. By the time the back of the car is loaded up, the last of the wedding party has departed. Nothing left to do Ben and I linger behind the group. Think about it, all right? My advice. Olivia does need help, but if you're aiming to ask her out, keep that in mind. Yeah, I'll keep it in mind. Thanks, Ben. Why do I get the feeling that I still chose the bad direction? No problem. And we're done. Yeah, don't want to keep the missus waiting too long. Not tonight. Yeah. Bleh. Ha! All right, good night, everyone. He points to me for a moment. And good luck to you, little guy. Be seeing you, Mal. The groom saunters off. You two ready to go? Yeah, I'm pretty beat. My legs are killing me. Feels like my shins are about to explode. Better get used to that pain, Inco. Plenty more of that to come once we start doing all-day events like sports matches or air shows. Any advice you can give me to avoid the pain? Advil. Ben taps his chin. Comfy shoes, good soles, and plenty of squats to build up your leg strength. Maybe also going out for power walks and jogs to really build muscles. Great! Even when I pick a career choice that doesn't involve physical activity, I still somehow wind up having to exercise in order to be successful. Ain't that the truth? Either way, it's not long before we climb into the car and begin our journey back to the school. I settle into the rhythmic motions of the car and it glides along the road. The cityscape of Volcadero Bluffs passes by, and I can't help but admire it. The mood is quickly killed, however, as Ben calls a certain red-scaled girl. The saccharine lovey-dovey talk makes my head hurt, and I can guess by his expression that Ayatakan feels the same way. He changes the subject by asking if my parents can pick me up. Looks like I'll be taking a late Metro night home. Still, I had fun today. And here, make sure I click the right button. Seems a good place as any to stop. Been sketching your D&D character? Well, I can't wait to see how that's turned out, Kitsu. Alright. Let's see, we'll turn on comp background, go to chatting. Alright. Well then. Good place to stop. We're only about 10 minutes over normal. Guess how far I'm in. 1/5. That's right, a fifth. This dumb running gag. Although at the same time, I love using the Car Talk version 3 halves gimmick. So, perfect for me, I guess. Alright. Honestly, that was a bunch of really good stories as well.
Well, that's easy for you to say.
Okay, finishing off the arcade episode, the drug trip sick day, and the apprenticeship. Why do I have that? Anyway, but yeah, I'm certainly hoping that I'm on a good path. Although I frankly don't trust my choices half the time. But we'll see. We will see. So that's the end of 4. So that's 3 hours. That's 12 hours in. We must be getting closer to the end. 1, maybe 2, and we'll hit the first ending. Probably 2. Then we'll hit an ending. Unless we're already on track for an ending and I haven't noticed, but we'll see. But yeah, it was fun. So, because I need to get ready for a Blood Bowl game in about 45 minutes, I'm just gonna leave off the general chatting to be a little bit shorter this time around. So, memes, once again, thank you for the suggestion. It has been a fun it has been a fun game. I've been enjoying this. I just say that every time, but I have been enjoying this. And yeah, we'll just keep going until we finish it, and then crash through the other ones if I don't get the best one. Well, here's hoping. Anyway, so like I said, I need to get moving. And so with that, thank you all for hanging around, chatting, being all around cool dudes. I will see you all in the next one. I don't have my buttons because my stream deck broke. Alright, until then, I will, have a good rest of your day, everyone. I gotta hit my buttons here. Okay, go here. It's 413, right?
Just as I thought.
What's that?
After this show, nothing hurts.
Oh, terrific, wonderful.
Say, is your friend the avocado here some kind of professional critic?
Nah, he's just unemployed.
You should go to work. Try to make something of yourself.
Oh, like what?
Guacamole.